What is going on, everybody? My name is Ciara Lawler. Welcome back to a very special Christmas episode of the movie Heroes for Hire podcast movie. What this?
That's what we do.
Yeah.
That's the name of the podcast and the show.
So, this is a very special episode, as for the first time, how long?
It's certainly months.
We decided during a very new variant to get really together,
Yeah.
and just have a podcast.
Yeah, we came from our separate households and we've merged them into one household.
I was shaking hands with everyone here.
I've been licking doorknobs to prepare.
So, me and Shaun are back, and of course this is the Christmas special, so we wanted to make it big. And to make it big was, we just so happened to have a chat with Kevin.
Yeah.
We had a chat with Kevin, and Kevin decided, right lads, I'll drop No Way Home the 15th of December. Don't worry.
Yeah, which gives us enough time to watch it and review it.
Exactly. So this is our spoiler-filled Spider-Man No Way Home review. I don't know how long this is going to be.
I feel it could easily be 6 hours. Probably won't be, listeners.
I really hope not.
I have plans later.
I do have plans. But we do have to get to a lot of stuff in this project. Now, if this is your first episode, welcome. We are normally a lot more, I would say, structured.
Structured? Yeah. This is weird because it is our Christmas special as well as a movie review.
Yeah.
Normally this show is about movie news and occasionally a review is peppered in. This, we're throwing it all against the wall and seeing what happens.
And if you haven't listened to one of our reviews before, you clearly haven't been to our Patreon. Let's not get into the chat.
Plug.
No, God. No, it's done. It's done. We normally start off at the start of the movie. We just go through it. We just have a chat with the scenes that are important to us. Now, we're not going to talk about everything, but in this movie there's a lot to talk about, so we can't just go a general overview. Wow, wasn't that class?
Exactly, yeah. And it's nice to remember the beats of the story and how we felt at that time. And so that's if you haven't listened to one of our movie reviews before. But if you've not listened to one of our Christmas episodes before, something that we tend to do is the annual Heroes for Hire gift exchange.
And every year, Shaun outdoes me by an almost extraordinary amount.
I wouldn't say extraordinary. I wouldn't say outdoes. I wouldn't say every year.
That was all the words.
I would just say my name and then stare at you.
That's normally regularly what you do. Shaun.
Thank you.
Fuck me, he's good.
He's done it again.
He's done me again. But yeah, so every single year we exchange gifts. Now this year is interesting because we haven't seen each other. I think it's been at least a year.
Is it a year?
It might be at least 6 months.
We definitely did the Christmas episode here, together.
Yeah.
Last year. Then Ireland locked down for 5 months.
Yeah, and then locked down again for another 6 months.
Yeah, so I think it might... Have we not seen each other in a year?
That's mad.
That's fucked.
That's really
That's entirely fucked.
But we talk way too much. But so Shaun,
3 times a week.
So Shaun, let's do our gift exchange now, because then we can get straight into the review. We just go barrel straight through.
Exactly, and look, if you're just here for the Spider-Man review, there is a timestamp in the description of this episode where you can skip the gift giving.
This is more just love.
It's more just love. This is if you're into the relationships of the pod.
Fuck you.
Thank you.
So Shaun, what I've done this year is actually one of your presents hasn't arrived yet.
Oh, okay.
Which I'm very annoyed about.
Okay.
Because it said the 21st, and I risked it.
You did.
I risked it and I said, okay, let's go for it.
It's stuck in the Suez Canal somewhere.
It's twirling around slowly.
It's on a little lifeboat all of its own.
So I said I'd take the risk. It has not arrived. It lived up to the 21st mantra.
That's okay.
So what I do have is I still have 2 gifts to give you, thankfully.
You triple gifted?
I triple gifted because you always outdo me.
I only did double gifted.
Unfortunately, I do feel like both my gifts are the same. So, okay, let's do you first. Do you want to do...
Yeah.
Okay, alright.
Okay.
So there's one of your gifts.
Oh, very nice.
Another one over here. And there's your other gift.
Oh, 2 good gifts. Here we go.
One of them I went the whole way to London to pick up.
London?
My
God, okay.
Yes.
This is good ASMR content.
Here we go.
Oh
my God.
Oh, I like this very much.
Oh my God, what is it?
It is a Duncan Idaho pop vinyl.
From June.
From June. It's December and we're talking about June. That's actually class.
It's got the Jason Momoa eyebrow.
The little shaved eyebrow of it. That's a very detailed pop vinyl.
I worked out. I did it myself.
Thank you very much, Connor. That's lovely.
No problem.
He's going right on the desk.
Because I know that's your favourite character from that favourite movie.
Because why is he just called Duncan Idaho?
I don't know. It's so
in
cool.
a world of fucking
so
space. Cool. And now, gift 2. Oh, gee.
Yes!
This is amazing. So, if you're not a regular listener to the show, but you're somehow listening to the gift-giving section, one of our recent fascinations is with Irish actor and second coming of Christ, Barry Keoghan.
All hail the master.
All hail the master. And so, Connor has gotten me a Marvel Legends figure, which is a really, like, that's a lot, dude. And it's of Druig, which is Barry Keoghan's character in The Eternals. That's amazing.
He talks in an Irish accent through the whole movie, and he became our patron saint due to the fact that they just let him talk in his actual accent.
Yeah, and he says the line, "What's going on, lads?"
What's going on, lads?
And it's not much, Barry.
Have you
what
also
about
noticed
yourself?
there's the head?
The head of Gilgamesh is... I wasn't going to address it. So,
there's a weird thing where they're selling Gilgamesh parts separately in all the other Eternals, and so you have to buy like 8 of them
to get the full
to
team.
assemble Gilgamesh.
Why is Gilgamesh?
He's the one they chose. My heart would have been broken if Barry had been chosen. I would have had to buy all 8.
Or just give me the one with Barry's head.
Oh, that'd be enough.
I'll just put him on Gemma Chan's body and it'll be fine. Actually, I'm going to take Gilgamesh's head. I'm probably going to put him on a Warhammer figure.
Yes! That's what Gilgamesh would have wanted.
That's amazing. Thank you so much.
No problem.
He's class.
Oh, boys.
Okay. Would you like to open your gifts?
Yes, okay, here we go.
So it's a bag with some wrapping things inside of it.
It's normally how gifts work.
Yeah, I would say so.
Sellotaped quite a lot.
A lot of tape. They really went through the tape, so I did.
Your wrapping is always first level. It's always...
Gonna live with you, Connor. Orla does it for
me. You tricky devil.
Instant 10 points off of the gift.
Okay, so this is a very heavy book we've picked up.
How do you know it's a book, Connor?
It's a book.
Oh yeah, it is actually.
So we're going to open the wrapping.
Yeah.
Here we go.
This is what I think. It's genuinely just a nice gift.
Joss Whedon's Angel.
Joss Whedon's Angel.
In comic book form.
Comic book form. It bridges the gap between seasons 1 and 2.
Don't be at me now.
It's more Angel content for you, Connor.
You know I love Angel from Buffy the Vampire Slayer lore. I actually have an Angel talking point for the movie, but I'll get to it later on.
You have an Angel reference for every movie
I do.
we watch.
Every episode.
It's like an Angel when...
Do you remember an Angel?
No, I don't. You're the only person who watched Angel.
In 2002. Do you not remember Angel? That's amazing. I know they did like comic book series of all of them, but I didn't know that one existed. That's a Tick one as well. That's a meaty one.
There's a lot in it. Apparently there's like some of them are like out of print, so this is the first time they've all been collected together.
You devil.
Thank you very much.
Okay, and there's another second gift that's... It's heavy.
It's heavy.
It's heavy.
It's weighty.
It's in a photo frame.
It's in a photo frame, Connor.
It's in a photo frame.
It's a photo frame.
It's on the...
It's just a frame.
It's just a frame, and we're going to flip it.
We're going to flip it over.
Oh my god. It's a film cell.
It's a film cell.
From The Dark Knight.
Well, from the Batman film.
You've outdone me again.
I don't know. I think Druig takes it. I
hate you.
Why? It's a limited edition. That's number 8 of 300.
In the world.
In the world.
And it's a film cell.
It's a film cell.
From The Dark Knight.
It's 35mm film cell.
So I could play a bit.
You could play it's like 6 frames.
Yeah.
So what's that?
6 good ones.
It's a quarter of a second.
6 good ones.
6 good ones.
Everyone settle in. And we're gonna...
I think it's the scene...
You don't know what fucking scene it is.
I think I do, because if you hold it up to the light, you can properly see it. Not when it's in the frame,
no,
dickhead.
in the frame. In the frame. Why isn't it coming through?
Because it's a black background. But if you hold it up to like a window, it's... You know when Bruce Wayne is about to crash the car into the armoured truck?
That's my favourite scene.
I was thinking. That's how I knew.
That's amazing.
Happy Christmas, Connor.
Thanks, Shaun. Same to you. Now, I'm not going to look, but I'm not going to no-look throw this into the bin.
Do it. By
that
God,
was so close.
It went straight onto the floor. He threw it the opposite direction from the bin, ladies
so
and
close.
gentlemen.
You just got to style it out.
So you need to yell Kobe before you do it.
Yeah, you had to fall... Kobe?
Kobe?
No, but I wouldn't do that because I'd always miss and I don't want to disrespect the man.
Of course.
by putting his name with me.
I don't want him associated with this.
with this shit. That's our present giving for the year, ladies and gentlemen. We've done it.
It's. I like that we do this. This is nice.
It's a holiday season special.
My girlfriend asked me today, because we haven't seen each other in a year.
Yeah.
She's like, "Oh, you're going to give him a big hug?" And I was like, "Well, we've never hugged before, so why start now?"
No, we don't. Also, I picked you up in a car, so it would have been difficult.
Yeah, I'll just lean across you there. As I get in the driver's side, weirdly enough, and like shimmy across you.
just sorry about this now. Sorry.
Oh. Just while I'm here.
Just 3 other doors. What are you doing?
I like the most direct route myself.
So, Shaun, our present giving is done. I'm sick of this nonsense about Christmas.
Yeah, let's talk about nonsense about... This is the film about a lad who eats spiders, isn't it?
This is true, yes.
Yeah.
So, Spider-Man No Way Home came out. Timestamp this as 11 minutes approximately.
Approximately 11 minutes. Perfect.
Shaun, Spider-Man No Way Home has come and gone. You are the biggest Spider-Man fan I know.
Yeah.
And this is why I was just fascinated to find out how you felt about it. Because what's interesting is I've heard differing viewpoints.
Really?
Yes.
On the internet?
No.
Oh.
From people I know.
Really? Are they Spider-Man fans?
A massive Marvel fan texted me that I know and said he didn't like the movie. And after I had already come out from seeing it, and obviously this is a spoiler-filled review, so I was like, why?
Yeah.
And he was like, I didn't like this, this and this. And his points, I understand some of them. He had a massive problem with Doctor Strange.
Really?
And the problem with Doctor Strange, he says, is he literally turns up, causes the plot, and then fucks off for an hour and a half, and then comes back and goes, I can fix the plot, don't worry, and does it.
I feel like it's out of his hands for a lot of it. Like, I feel... Because you have a character like Doctor Strange who can do all of these things. And the character of Peter Parker goes to Doctor Strange to do certain things. But Peter Parker is the reason... Like, he fucks up the spell. He traps Doctor Strange. And he saves the day in the end, really.
Look, I think that you have to... The plot of this movie is very thin,
yes.
I would say.
Yeah.
But there is buy-in that you just accept there's an incident that occurs that leads to all the old villains and all the old Spider-Men coming back. And then, at the end, what I love is that they have to put all the toys back into the box, but they do it in a very... I would say heroic way. And what I mean by that is that this movie would have been very easily, could have been done, oh, look at this guy, I think. That like, oh, look, we got Alfred Molina. Oh, look, we've got Willem Dafoe. Oh, here's Toby. Yeah. Here's Andrew.
Here's Jamie Foxx.
Just look at them. And they come in, they say one line, they fuck off. Yeah. And to be honest with you, I thought that was what was going to happen.
When they announced there was 5 villains in it, I was like, okay, they're not going to get any screen time at all.
But why this works is because it's all anchored in Tom Holland, who is MVP, I would say, of this movie.
He is acting the shit out of it.
This is his best performance.
Yeah, and I think it's also when he has the most character, because every other time it felt like he was just not against his performance at all, but the character of Peter Parker was mostly Spider-Man, if that makes sense. Yeah,
I think in this movie there's a thing where Peter Parker actually has to be Peter Parker. Like there's no longer a divide where he was, as you said, he was just mostly Spider-Man, and he was like, oh, he's the kid who plays Spider-Man.
Yeah,
Homecoming works, I think. And Far From Home, they try to really go into he's just a kid. It's like a school drama that he's also Spider-Man. But I think the problem is you need to take him down a level, because he is Iron Spider. He's fairly indestructible. Yeah. And I hate that suit. Can I just say?
The Iron Spider suit, I do not like it.
I hate the legs, everything. I don't like anything about it, because simply, I've gone back to watch Andrew Garfield, Tobey Maguire. It's so much easier when you can slice the suit to put him in danger.
Yeah, not when it's nanobots that just reform over the cut.
Just have, literally, he's in a fight scene, and Tobey Maguire, anyone, slice the arm Or that he has the great scene of the mask half on, half off, like hanging on by a thread. You're just like, this guy's in trouble. Like, he could die.
It's a very visual way of showing, like, the damage that's been done to him. Because he is, just, like, he can just walk off most injuries, but the suit can't.
Exactly. And whereas the nanobot suit, he's taking hits. But I'm like, did it hurt him? I don't know.
Yeah, what weight does this have on him? It's... A lot of people had the problem that he's just, like, he's just been given everything in the MCU. Which this movie fucking remedies, man.
Oh, they take everything fucking away.
Everything is gone. And Kevin Feige, way back when Homecoming came out, he gave an interview, and people were being like, oh, and you didn't show Spider-Man's origin at all. And I think he said, yeah, no, the 3 films are going to be him becoming the Spider-Man that we know and love.
Cheeky devil.
Cheeky devil told us years ago.
Because this is the origin.
This is the origin. Like, the origin is in his 3rd film, which is bonkers.
It's fucking mad to even try that. But also, you have to respect the balls to the walls attitude. Just like, fuck it.
Yeah.
Let's just do it. And look, I will admit, there is a buy-in, paper thin plot, all this happening. Also, there's a level of, wouldn't it be cool if...
Yes, there's also a level of, like, meminess to it as well.
A lot of fan service.
A lot of fan service.
But I cannot go back to enough. They anchored with the 3 of them. And
yes.
That is so important. Because if they were just lost in the shuffle of this movie, and it was just, here's Toby, here's Andrew, here's all these villains, oh wow, isn't this cool?
Yeah.
And they were just kind of going along with it. I don't think it would work. But it's because we're with the 3 of them, and they're trying to do this all together. And they have such good chemistry.
Tom Holland, Zendaya, and Jacob Batalon, they're just fucking
killing it.
Because they're clearly friends in real life.
Zendaya and Tom Holland, very close.
Very close, I would say.
A lot of romantic chemistry between the 2 of them, actually.
Pretty good. That's better than fucking...
Tom Maguire and
Kirsten Dunst. I couldn't think of Kirsten Dunst's name for a second.
I've seen the first one, actually. They actually have a bit of chemistry in that one.
I think they were dating in that one.
Yes.
Yeah.
But then the other 2, number 3 is awful.
Oh, no, it's a wet fish.
Yeah.
But, yeah, the first act of this film is basically hammering out that they want to stay together. Like, that 3 group of friends. Throughout all of the reveals that Peter Parker is Spider-Man and... everyone's life is being ruined by that.
Yeah.
They still want to stay together.
And they just stick with him. But we all forget the one major plot point of Spider-Man is that Peter Parker has to be sad. And
all the time.
The problem that we had is we forgot.
Yeah.
Because we love Tom Holland.
And we want good things to happen to that boy.
And we want good things to happen to that boy. And when bad things happen, I find myself tearing up because I don't want that boy to be sad, ever. And he's not even 18 anymore, he's 25.
Yeah.
But I still see him as 16. Somebody help.
Yeah, and look, he is playing like a 17, 18-year-old in this movie. Yeah. But I think he sells it, and I think he's going to be older in the next ones. I think they're going to age him up quite a bit.
Okay, we need to get into this. Go to the plot. My 3 MVPs, just early on. Tom Holland.
Yeah.
Actually, you have 4.
Okay.
There's 4 MVPs, but everyone's amazing.
Everyone's great.
Everyone's great. Tom Holland.
Yeah.
Zendaya, I think, is excellent.
Yeah.
Excellent in this movie. Andrew Garfield.
Yeah.
Is fucking amazing. And Willem Dafoe.
I would also like to include Alfred Molina on the list.
I don't think Alfred gets as much as Willem.
Oh, man. But I think what he does have is great.
A hallway fight scene took it from me for Willem.
Whoa. Oh my god, that scene, man. I love it. Okay.
We need to get into it.
It picks up exactly where Far From Home left off.
Yeah, you find it's J. Jonah Jameson basically being like, great that he's selling the fucking like supplements and all that shit.
Oh,
like, it's just
so
pure
good.
InfoWars. He's like, he's a menace. He's actually Tom Holland, or not Tom Holland. He's Peter Parker. I will have to, by the way, at some stage start calling them Toby, Tom,
yes,
and Andrew.
That's fine.
Because they're all Peter Parker. So yeah, he's like, Peter Parker is Spider-Man. Everyone goes mad. You have the scene where him and MJ are in the middle of Times Square, and they're just like,
they're being like mobbed by people.
And so they immediately web out of there. And my favourite is like he lands on the bridge and he's just like, he immediately rings Ned and he's like, dude! And then Ned's like, dude! And she's like standing there like about to die.
Yeah, and she's just terrified. That whole sequence, like, it is terrifying because he's just being followed by news helicopters, and like people are grabbing at him in the streets and all this kind of shit.
And like you immediately get thrown into it, right? This kid's life has been ruined in this one moment by Mysterio, the dickhead.
Yeah, like in his last moments alive, he just fucking destroyed.
He went
Tom
pure
Holland's
shithouse.
He went pure shithouse, pure like vicious. Just like, I'm going to ruin everything.
Yeah, it's a level above shithouse.
Yeah. And I like it, and it shows that he's a kid as well, because if that happened to someone else with a secret identity, which isn't very many people, they wouldn't go back to their own house.
No, it's a terrible idea.
Terrible idea. But he just wants to get home.
Yeah, because first of all he says, can we go back to your house?
Yeah.
And MJ says, no, my dad won't like you now. Like, why would he like you?
Yeah.
And so he's like, okay, well, we need to go back to my house then. And you have Happy and Aunt May breaking up. Fifth MVP, Marissa Tomei. Let's not get into it. Everybody's an MVP.
A lot of MVPs.
Lot of MVPs. When you got multiple MVPs, something's going well.
Yeah, you know you have a good movie on your hands.
So they go back to that. There's also the scene where they think they're having sex, but in reality, like, just try to...
That's pure chaos. That whole movement.
It's just, to be honest, the first 5 minutes is just chaos.
Yeah, it's just you're in and you're experiencing it from Spider-Man's point of view.
Yeah.
But it's like a oneer, and they're just going through the apartment. He's like basically barricading himself inside. He's closing windows and doors.
He's trying to find out a way to tell Aunt May when the helicopter's outside. Great piece of sound design, just that I found, is that when he turns on the TV, you can see the helicopter, and you realise that you've been hearing
it the whole time.
The whole time, but you haven't, like, your brain hasn't clicked in that it's a helicopter, because he's just moving around the house and everything's going so fast, and then he turns on the TV and you see the helicopter, and then suddenly the sound makes sense because it's right outside. It's like it's right outside the window.
Yeah, and this is when I was going to call her Marissa Tomei, Aunt May and Happy are like, oh no.
Yeah, and they immediately get arrested.
Yeah,
because he's a killer. Damage
Control arrests them.
Very strange.
Yeah, because they're generally like a clean-up crew.
They're Michael Keaton's crew from Homecoming.
Michael Keaton's crew was
got replaced.
Was replaced by Damage Control, and I thought Damage Control was a Stark-funded operation.
I was very sure that they worked for S.H.I.E.L.D. or S.W.O.R.D. or... They came in after the Avengers. Yeah,
because that's why Michael Keaton hates Tony Stark in that movie. That, like, he put all his guys out of a job, basically. So it's odd that they're arresting him, unless they're under the control of just the US government now.
Maybe. I don't know, it doesn't really matter.
Again, there's a level of buy-in that you need to have.
Yeah, and so they get arrested, and they immediately get taken in. And my favourite is the different characters. And this will come up a lot, is that this writing is fucking sharp in regards to how people act and the different characters and how they react more so to situations. It comes up a lot between the 3 Spider-Men, because it could have been very easily just they're all the same, but they're all very different. And
they all have very different experiences that coloured how they act.
And this is seen very early on between the 3 of them, so they're all best friends.
Yeah.
But Tom is like, don't say anything, but immediately Aunt May and MJ come in and they shout at him, don't say anything, because they're immediately in charge, like, you're an idiot, don't say anything, Peter Parker, shut up. Then you have Zendaya in her room, and she's fucking killing it. She's absolutely nailing it.
She knows all the tricks. She's not saying anything.
Yeah, she's like, I know all my rights. Why do I need a lawyer? It doesn't mean I'm guilty. I just need a lawyer. That's a proper procedure. I need a lawyer. And then you have Ned on the other side, who's the biggest idiot. But you can see, like, it's completely in character for the guy to, like, he sees this kid and he's like, so Peter tells me he does everything, like, you didn't even know. MJ knew before you. And he's like, no,
I figured it out first.
I figured out, me and him worked together for ages. And then your man's like, so you abetted the criminal.
You're his main collaborator in his illegal actions.
He's like, oh no,
I want a lawyer.
And so they lawyer up, Shaun.
They lawyer up, and this was
the gasp.
This was a gasp. It's very rare for an Irish cinema audience to react to a movie. And like this got a few claps in my cinema.
I think I got a few smattering of claps.
Yeah.
Not a lot as I expected. I was just freaking out because me and you knew he was in it.
Yeah, but
it's seeing him.
It's so good to see him and to hear him as well. Because Charlie Cox is back as Matthew Murdoch. And what a good scene to just introduce him into the world.
He's just in it and he's gone. You never see him again.
And if you know who he is, excellent. But if you don't know who he is, you've just watched a blind man catch a brick that was thrown through a window.
Who are you? I'm a very good lawyer.
I'm a very good lawyer. I like how he's talking to Tom and he's just like, no, look, nothing they have against you will stick. Happy, you should lawyer up. You should get a good lawyer.
Yeah. Like, just that one moment. Now, that is pure fan service.
Yes.
But it's fan service done right in terms of, he turns up, takes, I would say, 60 seconds of screen time.
Yeah.
And just leaves. But he progresses. It makes sense. They need a lawyer. He's in New York.
Yeah, and also, when he says the Happy needs a good lawyer, I think it's going to be Jennifer Walters in the She-Hulk series.
Smart.
Yeah.
Smart. Also, where's Daredevil in the last fight scene there? What's up with that, Shaun?
What's going on there?
What's going on there?
It's out of his pay grade.
It's out of his pay. It's not in Hell's Kitchen.
It's not in Hell's Kitchen, so he doesn't care.
It's just a yard outside.
Foiled again.
He's like, I can't cross this line.
He could be on Kingpin business at the time, you know?
He could be. He's busy.
He's very busy.
Statue of Liberty on fucking fire. I'm busy with Kingpin, lads.
And the fucking... Also, Happy Hogan technically was Foggy Nelson for a bit.
That's true. It's all weirdly amalgamated.
Yeah.
But yeah...
What if Ben Affleck's Daredevil had shown up instead?
Just nobody asked any questions. Also, we haven't seen Charlie Cox since I haven't seen him personally since he did his Irish accent.
Oh, yeah.
And I don't know if you've seen... If anyone listening to this, just look up Charlie Cox.
Kin is the name of the show.
Kin, K-I-N. It's an Irish TV show it's a drama about like drugs in Dublin or whatever. But
drugs in Dublin.
Drugs in Dublin. But
fiction, of course.
It's like Sopranos, but in Dublin. But it's like it's just like this crime family, and he's in it. But he's not doing his English accent or normally, or his American accent, which he does for Daredevil, which you would think would be normal. Yeah. He's doing a proper Dublin accent, and it is fucking mad.
It is spot on. The man is a god.
Because that's so hard to do, because you could just go, oh, bigorra bejesus, and you call it a day. He came in, and I was watching it with my girlfriend. She didn't know who he was. She's never seen Daredevil.
Yeah.
And she just thought it was an Irish actor. And she's like, who's he? I've never seen him in anything.
Like,
I was like... That's Daredevil. And she was like, is Daredevil not in America? What's he doing with his Irish accent? And I was like, no, he's not Irish.
He's not American either.
He's also not American, just so you know. But yeah, so he is he's in this movie. It's fucking great.
It's great. It's a great scene.
But what happens is they decide to go to Happy's place.
Yeah.
And because they have to get out of that apartment.
Yeah, because people just threw a brick through the window. And I like how Happy's apartment is like... It's kind of cushy and stuff like that, but it's also like a fortress.
Yeah, he's got all the locks because he has the Tony Stark tech.
Yeah, he's the head of security for Stark, or he was at the very least.
And what happens in the next scene is it's a really lovely scene between MJ and Peter on the phone.
Oh yeah, they're video calling each other.
And it's just something really small, but it just brings you into like how he's feeling, because he's just like, I had literally 1 week of happiness.
And now it's gone.
And now it's gone. And he's really stressed that she's going to like be mad at him because like, I'm after bringing you into this. And she's like, I'm with you all the way.
Like, I wouldn't change a thing.
Me and Ned were ride or die. Like we're with you until the end.
Which like I like how that never changes.
Never even wavers.
No, because you could see like. Because Peter makes some dumbass mistakes in this movie. And
it's an easy drama to do what is Tobey Maguire's whole...
Yeah.
What is trilogy based off? There's the drama within the triangle.
Exactly. And it would be very easy to do that. It would be very easy for them to say, you didn't consult us on this, we're gone, when he tries to fix everything without consulting with anyone. But they're just like, listen, that you shouldn't have done that. Do better next time.
And they know he's not perfect.
Yeah. They know he's 17.
Like, they know he's an idiot sometimes. And he's going to do dumb shit. And Ned's going to do dumb shit. And mostly MJ has her shit together. And she's like the logical one to figure it out.
But like, Zendaya's really good in it because you can, like, she plays it all cool as the character.
But when she's talking to Peter, it's a completely different vibe.
It is, and it's just like she is concerned, she is worried, and she has the line that keeps coming up, is like, expect disappointment and you'll never be disappointed.
Yeah.
And like she just keeps repeating that to herself because she's scared.
It's so fascinating to see the change in like that character. That's such good acting, just in terms of that character is stoic and just like it's always very collected, very together, never has any weaknesses around everyone else. Like that's the whole plot of the first two movies. That's like
pretty much,
never, but in this one, just that one scene on the phone, she's acting like she's like worried and she's like letting it in. She actually gives you an insight. She's like, what are we gonna do? Like, this is mad. And there's just that. It just becomes way more relatable. She's like, it's just with him though. Like the two of them just have this connection that's very real life like.
Yeah, and it makes sense now.
Well, I mean, it makes sense now, but also in the movie itself. But it doesn't also sound like a scene between two teenagers written by a 45-year-old man, which is good
true.
stuff.
Yeah. They don't compare TikToks with each other.
I do really want to give credit to John Watts, first of all, the director,
Yeah.
but Chris McKenna and Eric Sommers, who wrote this fucking movie, excellent stuff.
Very difficult thing to pull off as well as they did.
So difficult just to balance everything.
Yeah, because you're wrapping up stories from other film series that you didn't write.
For example, Andrew Garfield, this is the most likeable he's ever been as Spider-Man.
Andrew Garfield gets fucking closure in this movie, man. Like,
I could... watching his other movies in preparation for this, I don't like him as much as I like him in this movie.
He's so but he's objectively a worse Spider-Man when he first appears in this movie.
Yes.
In terms of what Spider-Man stands for.
But he's just a better character.
He's a better character. He's more three-dimensional.
They go back to the school then, and there's, oh my god,
this fucking scene.
This might be one of the funniest scenes ever put in. This movie's really funny, but this scene, I could not stop laughing, is the teacher being like, he's a fucking killer. You're a killer. And the other teacher's like, we set up this shrine for you. You're a killer. You're an absolute murderer. Unless you're into genocide or whatever you're into.
But that's really, really good. That teacher is just so like snivelling towards Peter Parker all of a sudden. Just being like, oh, you're a god. Okay, you can crawl on the roof.
Like,
that's fine.
It's so good. So they actually said in an interview in prep for this, she wanted a drama with just the teachers. That's good. I would watch that.
I'd watch that, like an Office style show.
They're just funny. They're just, even like in the last one, like in the first one, he's in the detention thing. He's like, what are you even doing here? You don't even have detention. Yeah. Or this is Captain America, he's a criminal now, or whatever, but now I got this video.
Yeah.
But then the other two are in Far From Home.
As the chaperones.
The struggling chaperones trying to get these kids around Europe.
Fucking JB Smoove. For all he appears in this movie, he spoiled it like straight away.
Good man, JB. Good man. So they all get their MIT letters, and you find out this is the major instigating event, is that they don't get in. And it's because of Peter.
Yeah, given recent...
But it's not because of Peter. But it is because of Peter. Like, Peter hasn't done anything other than save the world. But he's been fucked over by Mysterio. And this has led to his fame, but it's also led to infamy for him and for his friends.
He is a controversial figure now. So him and his friends are basically like... MIT is just like, we don't want to risk a PR disaster about this.
And you can understand, like, Peter Parker, this is right up his alley to be like, I caused this for them.
I'm going to take all of this on myself.
And that's so good that when he shows up, he's like, I'm going to go talk to her. Like, he has a talk with Flash, by the way. Flash is like...
I like Flash.
That character's amazing.
That character's amazing. He's so dislikable.
But it's so good. I have this new book, Flashpoint, about my friendship with Spider-Man.
It's ridiculous. But he goes to Doctor Strange first before he goes to visit the MIT lady.
Yes.
Because he
sees the wizard in the... Because he's just like... What can solve this straight away?
Yeah.
Like, who do I know that could solve this straight away? And he's like, well, I know a wizard.
I know a guy who controls time.
Yeah, so he goes to have a chat with Doctor Strange, and Doctor Strange is immediately like, yeah, I'll do that. Cool. And it's a different scene from the one in the trailer. Wong never says...
Don't do it, or...
Also, Wong is the Sorcerer Supreme.
Which makes sense, because Strange was gone for 5 years.
And also, he's in Shang-Chi. It makes more sense that he's recruiting.
Yes.
in that movie now.
It also, like, Wanga's a more experienced sorcerer.
He's way better.
Yeah.
And so he doesn't say you shouldn't do it. He's just kind of like,
Leave me out of it.
yeah, leave me out of it. Just do whatever you want. And so he goes off, and Stranger's like, okay, let's do this. And so they go down, and of course Peter, being Peter, ruins the spell, changes it 6 times or whatever.
That's the thing. I like how, like, Doctor Strange still could have pulled that off with the, like, Peter Parker could have had Ned and MJ know who he is, and he just didn't. Like, he just kept asking for more and more and more
because he's just panicking.
Yeah,
at that point,
and
like he wants it all to be fixed, but then the seriousness of what he just asked for kind of sets in, and then he's like shitting himself while this, because he sees the magic being done. And he's like, oh shit, okay, MJ as well. No, I don't want MJ to be ruined. And Ned. And Aunt May. And Happy. I need Happy to know about me. Like, and he's like listed off all these random people. And it's then, you can understand Strange is like changing the spell. And he's still kind of pulling it off. But then she's like, you fucked it. Like,
you've asked for too much. Like, I just about contained it. Because if I had done that spell, it would have been catastrophic.
Yeah.
He contains it in a little box.
A big MacGuffin.
Like, MacGuffins aren't that bad of a thing. Like, you know, every franchise has something that someone is seeking.
I think that this is the buy-in, that there's a MacGuffin box that can change everything back to normal, but he doesn't do it. But it would have been very easy to make that bad. But what they do is clever, is that they put it on Peter. And Peter says, I don't want to use that, because I think I can change them as people, which is very Peter Parker to rehabilitate, instead of just, because then they add the extra layer that if they get sent back, they die.
They die.
And Peter Parker, if you've read any comic book, is not going to send them back to die.
Yeah, that's one of the biggest Spider-Man things, is that, like, he tries to help people. Like, Craven's Last Hunt that I've talked about on the show before, like, Craven starts acting as Spider-Man, but he's just, like, brutalising criminals.
Yeah.
But Peter is like, no, let's get you back to the hospital and let's get you some help, you know?
Yeah, like, I think the whole point of Peter Parker and Spider-Man is, like, he's looking to help people. I mean, it would have been very easy. You hit the box, okay, that's the problem solved, send them all back. But he couldn't live with himself if he's like, I sent them all to die.
No.
And there was a chance that I could have saved them.
That's the thing. And Doctor Strange is like, wait, you didn't even call MIT and plead your case?
So good. It's such a stupid joke.
But it's such a, like, that character would do that.
Yeah.
So that's when he calls Flash. Flash is like, I'm your best friend. Here's where the MIT lady is. Then he goes to the bridge.
And he gives the world's worst speech. And she's like, you didn't practice that. And he's like, no, I didn't.
Yeah.
But then he also says that he doesn't want it for him. He's like, just reconsider the two of them.
Yeah.
Like, I don't give a shit about me.
Just they deserve to go because they're geniuses.
And I mean, Peter Parker, that's just who he is.
That's selfless, like,
that's just who he is. And I was watching, like, Peter Parker wants, like, he will take all the sadness on him. She's like, I'll do that.
Yeah.
If it takes it off you. Yeah, okay. And this is when we get our first appearance of one of the villains, in that Doc Ock shows up.
Yeah, we've seen the trailer. We know this is a thing.
Alfred Molina.
But it was still nice to see him. Like, I know we'd seen his appearance from the smoke and all that. It's just nice to see this character back, because he's fucking perfect. He's
just, like, he's evil. But you could, like, also you see later on that he's not evil.
He's not. And he is, do you know, in Spider-Man 2 when we first meet him and he's like joking and he's like being sweet with his wife and he's like greeting Peter and all that, he goes back to that in this movie, and it's really refreshing. And he meets Toby later and he's like, oh, look, you've grown up, like, because it's just, he's such a good actor, but he's evil at the start.
He is. And there's a big fight scene where Peter saves the lady from the college.
Yes.
And what do you think about the nanobots taking over the arms?
I think it's a clever way of subduing Doc Ock for the minute.
I do think it's a bit lazy in terms of a story point.
There's a lazier story point that I'll bring up later when it happens.
Okay.
But I like the idea that because Doc Ock is being controlled by the arms at that point, the arms just see new technology.
Yeah, I suppose you could see it like that. Yeah, I'll buy in on that.
Yeah, you get what I'm saying there.
I did like when he's controlling him, and there's like that bit. I'm like, oh, this is a bit.
Yeah, when he's like making him, Peter moves his arms and Doc Ock moves the arms and all that. But that's a bit. It's a bit MCU-y, you know.
I think that was the vibe I was getting. I was like, mate, it's a bit MCU-y. It's because it doesn't fit in with Tobey Maguire. Weirdly, like that universe. Like,
yeah. In the interactions we've seen with this character with another Spider-Man.
And so he captures him, basically, and they get him back into Doctor Strange's, just as Green Goblin shows up, by the way. You could hear the laugh.
The laugh is so fucking good. And Doc Ock saying, Osborn?
Yeah.
Like, just confused, because he knows he's dead.
He knows he's dead, and so they bring him back Strange locks him up in these, I don't know what they're, magic cages.
Magic cage,
They're magic cages.
Magic cage for yourself.
And Strange is like, the multiverse is open. We fucked it.
Yeah. The spell, some of them snuck through.
He says, I don't think he doesn't say all of them, because all of them would have been a get out.
Yeah.
But he's like, some of them is what he says, which on the second time around, I'm like, okay, that makes more sense, because I was like, well, why doesn't Gwen Stacy show up before she dies? Why is MJ here?
Yeah, that's the thing. So it's a few select people managed to get through, and Strange is now commissioning Peter to go and collect the rest.
Did you also like the bit where Ned's like, I have magic in my fingers?
Yeah.
my grandmother's always said there's magic in my family.
Which, first we've heard of this. I'll bring it up now. The whole Ned being magic thing, there better be a payoff to that later, because otherwise he's just a way for people to get around in this movie.
Yeah, I think they just wanted to include Jacob.
Yeah, a little bit. Like he just opens portals for the plot to happen.
That is heavy laziness, to be like, okay, well, we need him in it, but we also need to get people around.
Yeah.
And Doctor Strange is gone.
Yeah. And so, Ned can do it, I guess.
I understand. That's probably more of a negative in that regard. But I like Jacob and I like Ned.
That's the thing, and I do like the way that the other Spider-Men are brought in.
Yeah,
because
exactly.
it's not through some big dimensional thing. It's just, they just kind of walk in.
And it's also shown that they have been there for a day.
Yeah. And there have been... we'll get to that scene, because that scene's brilliant.
That scene is brilliant. So then Peter's like, okay, I gotta go out and find the other ones that are causing hassle. And he runs into Jamie Foxx's Electro and Sandman, Thomas Hayden Church.
And I like... Okay, so let's start with Jamie Foxx. I like how they explain why he's not blue anymore.
I like how they just were like, Jamie's like, I'm not coming back if you gotta dress me in that stupid wig and give me the gap in my teeth.
Yeah.
And they're just like, okay, well, you can just be Jamie Foxx.
Just be cool.
Just be like, do you want to be funny? Yeah, you're not funny in that one, but you can be funny in this one.
You're pretty funny in this one.
You're a funny guy.
There's some really good interactions between the villains in this, but... so I like how Thomas Hayden Church is on side with Spider-Man at the start.
Because he thinks it's Tobey Maguire.
He thinks it's Tobey Maguire, but then he doesn't trust it. The second it's not Tobey Maguire, he's like, I don't trust you, I don't know you.
Yeah.
And little comic nod, fucking 10 Easter eggs you missed. Jamie Foxx's Electro ends up dressed as an electrical lineman, which is what his... original profession was in the comics. That's his origin.
Way.
Yeah.
He also has when he lands, there's a split second of the shock mask, helmet thing, which is pretty cool. Just in general.
Yeah.
But yeah, Sandman and Electro both get captured, and they get sent back to Doctor Strange's, and then you have
Lizard is already in one of the cages.
Lizard is already there. Lizard, I don't think. What's the actor's name? Oh no, I've forgotten it.
You keep talking.
The guy from Notting Hill.
He is in Notting Hill.
He is. Rhys Ifans. Rhys Ifans. I knew it was Ifans somewhere.
Yeah.
But yeah, he's not in this.
He is.
Also, Thomas Hayden Church is also not in this, other than the voice.
Yes, and a bit at the end, but like the Lizard is.
That's old footage, isn't it?
What?
It's old footage.
Yeah.
Okay.
The Lizard is like, he just doesn't do a lot in this.
No, he's very useless. He's just there to make 5.
Pretty much, yeah. It's there to give Andrew Garfield more of a reason to be there.
Yeah, and they couldn't bring back Dane DeHaan. So
God, they tried.
They did try.
Fucking imagine not like Willem Dafoe's Norman Osborn meeting Dane DeHaan's Harry Osborn.
This Norman Osborn would kick the fucking
destroy
shit.
that child.
Destroy him and laugh the whole time.
Oh yeah, he'd enjoy it.
The great bit is all the villains interacting with each other as well. Like, just having chat, and they're all like, "You're dead. Like, you're both dead." And like Sandman's like, "Don't listen to Doc Ock. Like, he's dead as well."
It was all over the news.
Yeah, and you have the Lizard and Electro talking. Electro's like,
yeah. And so there's a bit where Doc Ock is like, "No, I remember it because I killed Spider-Man. I had him by the throat."
Yes.
And he can't remember any further than that.
Yeah.
It's like, fuck.
And so then Peter's like, Goblin's the last one.
Yeah.
And so Goblin's at Maze.
He's at Feast. He's at Feast, which... okay, so there's a scene in an alley before this.
Where he destroys the mask.
He destroys the mask and the mask is talking to him. And I can't stress how much I love the scared, confused... old man Norman Osborn.
I think Willem Dafoe might be one of the greatest actors to ever live.
I think he might be, because that is phenomenal.
It's so... I don't mean this in a derogatory way, but it's so comic booky cool.
Yeah. No, it is, because he plays the two different people very well. I like how they get rid of the goblin mask.
Because his face is a goblin.
He can do that stuff with his face.
He looks like a goblin.
But when he's in Feast, first of all, Peter comes barreling in.
Yes.
Being like...
he's ready to kill.
Yeah. He's like, Aunt May's in danger. And he's sprinting through Feast. And Norman Osborn is just there, like, huddled under a green and purple blanket thing, because he's a goblin. And just being like, Oscorp doesn't exist. There's someone living in my house. I don't know what's happening.
My son isn't here.
I don't know where... Yeah, there's no Harry. He's a broken man. And like you feel bad for him.
You do, but you also know who he is.
Yes.
And you're just like, this guy, he's tried this already on Toby, and Toby didn't fall for it.
He didn't.
But
But the thing is, like, he's not pretending there.
No, I think he's genuinely doesn't know.
Yeah, Norman Osborn and the Green Goblin are different personalities.
Yeah.
It's not the Goblin pretending to be Norman Osborn. But like, just on him, in this movie, he is scarier than he has ever been. He is fucking terrifying.
We have to talk about the hallway scene eventually. But, so he brings it also, there's a moment where Peter's like, I don't want to do anything. Like, I want to fight him. Like,
they're not my problem.
We're not my problem. And Aunt May is the reason why all of this occurs.
Yeah.
Because Aunt May is like, you gotta help people. Like, this is what we do.
Yeah.
This is what we do.
Look at him. He's
like,
scared.
He's scared. And even if she doesn't like really understand the level of like how evil he is.
Yeah.
But she just looks at him and just like she puts into his brain, you're Spider-Man, you help people. If you can. If you can help people, we have to help people.
You have to try.
You have to try. I mean, great power comes later on, but the idea is always the same. That like Peter wants to be like, let's just get rid of all of them, send them all back. At this point, he's like, he wants to use the box that Doctor Strange has. Send them all back. Aunt May is the one that's like, you can't do that. That's
and his argument is like, it'll be better for them. They can get help in their own universes.
Yeah, and it's not until they all go back to Doctor Strange that he's like, oh, they all die.
Yeah, and he's like, I will be committing these 5 people to death.
And this is when Doctor Strange turns up with the box. He's like, I've got the box.
I'm ready to push it.
We're ready to push this button, and the MacGuffin's going to send them all back, or they're all going to die. And let's not worry about Peter. It's not a problem anymore.
And Peter steals it.
Peter steals the box, and there's a moment where Doctor Strange
don't do it,
and he steals it, and he gets out there. You all see the moment in the trailer where he takes him in astral form, he puts him out of his body.
Love this.
You've seen the spider, it's the spider sense.
Yeah, his spider sense won't let Strange take the box from him.
Fucking fantastic.
It's so good.
Just moving the box even though he's not in his own body.
Like it, and like that's how powerful the spider sense is. Like Peter Parker has been like knocked unconscious and the spider sense has gotten him home.
Fuck.
Yeah.
Serious?
In the comics, yeah. It is busted.
Like, that is so cool. It's such a something, you'd have to see it twice to really like see it, but the lines appear above his head
Do they?
Yeah.
Fuck me.
Yeah.
That's class.
It's very, very small. But they appear. You can see the lines over the body when he's moving the box because Strange is trying to steal it.
Oh, it's so good. And I like how he just kind of swims back into his body.
He's swimming real slow. He gets back in, and then they go
to the mirror dimension.
And this is a great fight scene. They're just like, Peter's just trying to steal the box, and Doctor Strange takes him to one place where he's a god.
Yeah.
But Peter Parker is...
That was my stomach.
But Peter Parker is a genius.
Yeah. And I feel like it's never more evident than in this movie.
That he's just a genius. That like
off his own back, without Stark or anything like that.
He just looks around and he figures out the maths. He beats Doctor Strange with math.
Yeah, because it's like a Fibonacci spiral or some shit like that. And he's like, oh, okay, I can do this.
Yeah.
And so he ties Doctor Strange up in the mirror dimension enough to where he can't do spells anymore, steals his sling ring, and just fucking leaves him there.
Yeah. He does the Loki to him. I've been falling for 30 minutes, but he does it to him in the mirror dimension. He's like, okay, I'm going to leave you here.
Yeah.
I'm going to fuck off and solve this problem.
But he says, like, look, I'm sorry, but I have to try.
Yeah.
And I feel like Strange kind of respects that.
But Strange is right, in a way.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, like, this is the great thing, that, like, it's always... This is the plot of Age of Ultron as well, that, like, Tony is right. Or, like, it's a Civil War. Tony is right overall. Tony Stark is always knows long-term what's best.
Yes.
But Captain America is off emotion, feeling right now, this is bad. I don't want to do this because morally this is wrong.
I don't believe in this.
I don't believe in it. Spider-Man is very, ironically, like Captain America here. And Doctor Strange is Iron Man.
But that's another thing that Spider-Man has, is that it's an indomitable will. Like, once his mind is set on something, it cannot be changed.
Because Tony Stark would have pressed that button.
Oh, in a heartbeat.
In a second. But Captain America wouldn't have pressed that button. Peter Parker won't press that button. Doctor Strange would have pressed that button in a second.
Yeah.
Because they, even though, to be honest, they're right. They're the older heads. They're smart.
Yeah.
We have to... You love the hero, and it's like, I just morally... Yeah, like, this is the right thing to do, even though it's wrong.
Yeah, you can't... But, like, from Strange, like, you can't risk the fate of your own universe based on 6 villains who came here by accident.
Yeah.
Like, because of a fucked up spell. And I totally see both sides, but I want Spider-Man to succeed.
Because he's
our hero.
He's our hero, and he's the one we, like... Because for some reason, Doctor Strange is seen as the adult, and Tom Holland is seen as... Or Peter Parker is seen as, like, not the child, but, like... He sees the 18-year-old going, I'm going to show there's a better way to do this.
Yeah.
I'm going to figure this out.
And it might even be like naivety that does it. That like he doesn't know the extent of how the world works yet.
But I think that's why Civil War works. Just even to go back to that. Like,
this is true.
Tony Stark's like, you're too naive. You don't realise.
This is fuck, because this is like, and you're going to hate this comparison, but it's like Star Wars, okay? So,
go on.
Like, you have Obi-Wan, who's very by the book on the Jedi Council. He's raising Anakin. Whereas you could have had Qui-Gon, who's much more about feeling and what's right and what's actually morally right, raise the troubled young kid. But like in the MCU, Tony Stark basically just took charge of Peter Parker and taught him the ways of things.
And Peter Parker tried to be Tony Stark for like until he realised he just wasn't.
He wasn't, and he couldn't be, and he shouldn't be.
He doesn't have that in him to just be like, yeah, let's just kill 10,000 people to save 1 million people.
Peter Parker, when getting the spider suit, tried to help people. Tony Stark went and killed a bunch of people.
Yeah. Like
he went on an extra military operation.
So people
on
always
his
say
own.
like he's a mini Tony Stark. He's not in terms of how they go about things.
No,
it's just because he has the tech.
He has the tech, and like that was fine while he had it, but it's not what makes him Spider-Man.
So he takes the box and he goes and he releases all of the villains. And he gives the box to Zendaya and Jacob, and he's just like, take this. And there's a really lovely scene where MJ like gives him a hug.
Yeah.
And he's like, okay, just stay safe. And Ned, go on.
I like how all the villains are fascinated that MJ is with Peter. It's like, there's no way he pulled her, right?
But, like, it's just a case of, like, they're just acting like normal 18-year-olds. Like, the three of them are like, okay, we're on our own.
Yeah.
We have all these villains. And Spider-Man's just, like, trying to figure it out. Like, Peter's like, okay, take this box. Go, you're the plan, right? I'm going to protect myself. Ye have that box. If anything happens, press that button immediately.
If I text you to press the button, you press the button.
Yeah.
And Zendaya's like, if you don't text me after a certain length of time, I'm pressing the button.
Exactly. And so the two of them go off, and he takes them back to Happy's place.
Yeah.
And this is a really great scene that leads up to one of the most horrifying scenes. But you have to have that moment of everything's fine.
Everything's fine.
And it's lovely. And it's a fun scene.
It is, because Peter Parker is going to fix everyone. He decides to start with Doc Ock,
who's very against it. He's like, you're an idiot. You're a kid.
Yeah, but he's still trapped by the arms at this point.
Yeah.
And so they have a replicator from Stark Tech that Happy stole.
They have a MacGuffin.
They have another MacGuffin. Yeah. That's what Happy needs the lawyer for, is that he stole a bunch of Stark Tech, apparently. Yeah. But there's a scene of Peter Parker working on the new chip for Doc Ock, and Norman Osborn is beside him. And he's fully Norman Osborn at this point.
Are you going to talk about Spidey sense? That happens after...
No. It's when he's designing the new chip and he's talking Osborn through it.
Yeah.
And Osborn is just like, you are remarkable.
Yeah.
Like, if you ever... I think he says, if you need a job and don't mind commuting to another universe, Oscorp would love to have you.
Such a lovely guy.
Such a lovely guy.
Yeah.
But, like, because this is all brand new technology to him. Like... but it's nothing to Peter. He's a dab hand at it.
He's a mini Iron Man. He's a genius.
He's a genius, and so he makes a new chip. He figures out that the arms are controlling Doc Ock, and Alfred Molina, when he gets the new chip put in to allow him full control again, his first thing is just like, it's so quiet.
Yeah, they were just constantly at him in his brain. That's why he was so angry all the time.
He never had a moment's fucking peace.
Yeah. And now he finally has peace, and he becomes himself again.
Yeah.
And he's a good guy now.
Yeah, Doc Ock is a good guy in this movie by the end of it.
Like, he just becomes Alfred Molina, the character at the start of Spider-Man 2, who just wants to do good.
But has the arms now.
Yeah. And he knows how to control them. Now, in the very next scene, so he fixes Alfred.
Easy.
Like, okay, now we're just going to get working again. Right, that's one fixed.
Yeah.
Then he comes up with a thing for Electro. It's like, easy. You just put this on. It'll take all your electricity.
I like how he's like, not all the electricity.
No, like, your brain will have enough electricity to live. And it's like classic, you're a nerd, Peter Parker, shut up, stop talking. But he's like, it's going to take all your electricity and you'll be absolutely fine. You'll just be normal. And so that's the moment where Jamie Foxx has that look in his eye, which is good act. Jamie Foxx, Oscar-winning Jamie Foxx.
Oscar-winning Jamie Foxx.
He's pretty good.
He's really good in this movie.
And he just has that moment where he's like, wait, I'll be normal.
Yeah.
Like, I wasn't good when I was normal.
I don't like being normal.
Yeah.
And he's just sitting there and this yoke is on his chest, like, ticking. Just, like, slowly taking
and
charge
Sandman is looking at him as well. They also have that great scene of, like, gotta watch where you fall.
Yeah. So I fell in a vat of radioactive electric eels. I fell in a particle collider. Gotta watch where you fall.
That's such a stupid joke.
But I love that kind of shit.
It's so dumb to just like compare notes.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's so good. And we're like in on the joke because we've seen both of them. We're just like, yeah, look.
Yeah, and I think that's the benefit of it, is that, and maybe it's why this film works with so many villains when the other ones didn't, is that you don't have to introduce them this time.
No, they're all already fully formed.
Yeah.
Ready to go. And so you have, then there's this is really the kick in the balls. From this point on, this movie is like...
It's a relentless kick in the balls.
It's a relentless kick in the balls. So, very next scene is you're like, this is all lovely. They're all working together. It's all going well. What could go wrong? This is only Act 2. There's never going to be a down point.
No. End the movie at Act 2,
End the movie at Act 2, says I, before the peak. And so, what happens is Peter stops, and he looks up, and there's a moment... And this is our first time of Tom Holland really using the Spidey sense in this way.
Yeah.
That he's like, something is wrong in this house.
Yeah, and I just need to pinpoint it.
And he's like a detector. He's like going around in a radar. And he just stands up and he leaves the room and he's walking and he's looking at everyone.
Yeah.
And it's just like white noise until he funnels it into one area.
Yeah, and you think, like, first, like, because... Jamie Foxx is kind of looking at him like, are you looking at me?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And he just looks and his focuses in on fucking Willem Dafoe. And Willem Dafoe like that.
Turns, and you
He's
just
gone.
hear the laugh.
Yes, and then immediately you're like, the fucking prick is back.
Yeah,
the
Goblin's
goblin.
back.
Goblin's here.
And even, like, Spider-Man even says Goblin. Like, because he knows it's a different person now.
And it's just, I mean, this is what kicks off this absolute batshit scene where everything goes to shit.
Yes.
Alfred Molina is kind of like trying to help, but he's really of no use in this.
He's not as ruthless now as well, because he's not Doc Ock anymore.
No, he's just nice Dr. Octavius.
He's Otto Octavius again.
Octavius now. And Aunt May is there, and Peter's like, get the fuck out of here.
Yeah.
Run. And so Electro begins to take...
he takes an arc reactor.
He takes the arc reactor, and he becomes basically like so powerful, like immortal in terms of how powerful he is.
He's become basically pure energy at this point.
And so he's able to do everything he wants. Sandman is like, I don't trust this.
Yeah.
This is fucked. I'm going with you. So he goes off, and they all just fuck Peter up for the next 20 minutes.
Yeah, like Goblin in this is terrifying, because we've seen like Goblin fighting in the Raimi movie, the first one. It's kind of a brawl. Like they're just lads grappling for a lot of it, and a lot of flips going on. But in this, he is destroying Peter Parker.
Like so powerful, like 10 times more powerful than Peter Parker.
Yeah, like he throws him through the floor.
Power bombs him through a few floors.
Yeah, and like the hallway.
Okay, the hallway. We need to talk about the hallway.
What do you want to say about the hallway, Connor?
I genuinely had the biggest smile, but also I was fucking terrified at the same time, because that scene where he's on his fucking shoulders or on his chest and Peter's just laying into him, and between punches Willem Dafoe is just cackling. Just cackling back with his weird
This is what I want.
Oh man. Just
because his whole thing with Spider-Man, and it's said in Spider-Man 1, it's like, we're not so different, you and I. And so it's the Batman Joker thing. Like, it's
the Dark Knight scene in the fucking interrogation room where he's punching them and the Joker's just laughing. What can you do?
Yeah, and it's like, I want you to hurt. I want you to give in to rage.
Yeah.
I want you to kill me.
And so like, it's just, there's nothing more terrifying than we see our hero putting everything into these fucking punches and the villain's just laughing at him.
It's
like,
not doing anything.
He can't do anything to me.
Because he's a super soldier.
He's a super soldier psychopath.
Yeah.
Like, he doesn't give a shit. Break all of his teeth. He's just going to keep laughing at you repeatedly.
He doesn't care about pain. He doesn't feel any of it.
So the fight breaks down into, like, the entrance lobby.
The lobby kind of area.
The lobby. And there's just a big moment where Aunt May's nearly out and Goblin catches up. Yeah. And Peter and him fall through the floor, and they basically, because Goblin fucking power bombed him through another floor. He's gone through like 10 floors.
Yeah, he is broken by the end of this.
And Peter's fucked, and Goblin just stands up and he looks at May and he's like, he gets the glider, and there's a shot of the fucking blades, and you're just like,
oh, I've seen what happens here.
I know what happens here. But
May stabs Goblin with the serum that they were working on.
And he says it's not finished, it doesn't work.
Yeah.
It wasn't finished yet.
Yeah.
They hadn't finalised it. And so the Goblin, the fucking glider comes in. I said the Goblin. The glider comes in and hits May.
Yeah.
Right? But she's okay.
She's okay, she's fine.
She's okay.
She's great.
Goblin stands up, throws a fucking grenade. And the great scene is that Peter diving across, catches it and fucks it back, and like takes all the hit on his own ribs to protect Aunt May, because Peter's just a lovely boy, and he just wants to protect his aunt, who he loves very much, and is the only person in the whole world.
Only family left.
Only family. Literally, he has nobody other than her, MJ, and Ned. And the two of them aren't here. He had Aunt May's loss would devastate this poor man.
It absolutely would.
Devastate him.
And I thought they were going to do it.
Yeah.
And then she stood back up and started talking.
They fucking got me as well.
Yeah.
Because I didn't see this coming. Did you see this coming?
Before going into the movie, I thought they might do it. I thought it was going to be her or Happy who gives the line. I
thought it was going to be Happy. But now, the minute she said that line,
I'm like, oh no.
That's the
death sentence.
That's the death sentence. The minute you say the line.
Yeah.
And she said it, and it's in a loving way. She's like, I'm okay, I'm just catching my breath, I'm okay.
Yeah.
And then she says the line, and the minute she said it, I went, no, fuck off.
They're not doing this.
Don't do this.
This is a heartbreaking
scene. She's fine. And then, it doesn't even show you her injury. She just keeps going, like, probably would have put up the rating, to be honest, on the Marvel,
Yeah,
but like
yeah,
to show her like a big hole in her side. But like, my favourite part, Marissa told me, fucking hell, this woman is absolutely unbelievable in this scene.
Oh, kills it. Absolutely kills it. Like, first of all, she gives a speech, like, she's in bits because of Green Goblin, who she encouraged Spider-Man to help.
Yes.
And she says it was still the right thing to do.
Like, we did the right thing.
Yeah.
Because the two of them are in it together, always.
Oh yeah, they're a team.
And like, she's like, I convinced you, but like, me and you, we did the right thing. I don't give a shit what he does to me.
Yeah.
Like, because that's like a proper parental figure. Like, I'm willing to sacrifice myself for the good of your life.
Yeah.
Like,
It's like you have a power, and with great power there must also come great responsibility. It's like, oh.
She falls on the floor, Shaun.
Oh, she
and
does.
she's just like, I just need to catch my breath.
Yeah.
I just need to catch
Just
my
need a
breath.
minute.
Just need a minute. I just need to catch my breath. And she keeps saying that. And you can see a look on Tom Holland, once again, by the way, fucking kills it. The two of them, if I could put it in acting terms, in terms of a sporting analogy, the crowd goes silent and you just hear one bang,
Yeah.
and it's just a fucking home run straight out of the fucking stadium.
Yeah.
The two of them.
It's, my God, it's heartbreaking because he knows, but he's not willing to admit it.
And he's just like, get up, mate. Like, we just need to keep going. We just need to keep going. She's like, I just need to catch my breath. Just one more time.
And yeah, it starts with get up. And
Yeah.
then it's, no, come on, speak to me. Speak. And then it's, may look at me. Like anything he's looking for.
Oh,
my
man.
God, he's screaming for an ambulance.
It's at this moment, right, where I figured out my great weakness is I can watch sad movies all day, right? I'll watch Marley and Me, I won't cry, right?
My God.
I'm a lunatic like that,
Yeah,
right?
yeah.
Tom Holland
Oh.
is my weakness, right?
He has
If
a
that-
face.
If that poor little boy starts crying, I will start crying with him, because the moment, I've said it to you, in Homecoming, when he's under all the fucking rubble,
Yes.
and he's like, somebody help me, I'm under here,
I'm
somebody.
stuck.
I was literally in the cinema, like, somebody help that poor boy. And he's Spider-Man. And I'm like, somebody help the poor boy. He's stuck under all the rubble. I don't know what it is, but it might be his voice. I don't know.
He has a way, and he says it in interviews, like his technique to like cry and make himself sad is that he'll just repeat the same thing over and over again. So like in Infinity War, it was I don't feel so good, Mr. Stark. Mr. Stark, I don't feel so
I
good.
think that's a good scene, but I think it's the weakest out of the three of them.
Oh no, in terms of like Tom Holland being sad.
Like Tom Holland,
Oh.
this might be peak Tom Holland sadness, and I was with him every step of the way. Like,
Oh.
I was all in.
And Happy pulls up and he sees it
And he sees, yeah.
and he's like, Peter, run.
Peter, like, get out of here. And because all the lads are coming in, all the SWAT team with
Yeah.
the guns, Peter's like, Happy's like, I'll buy you a few moments, run. But like, he doesn't even have time to grieve.
No.
He has to just like,
He takes a shot in the arm
yeah, he takes a shot in the arm. Oh my God.
and he says to me, I'm sorry.
And he's crying and I'm crying and everyone's crying, Shaun.
And there's a scene next, and it's him on the rooftop
With the rain.
looking at J. Jonah Jameson
While he talks shit about
while
him.
he talks shit about him. It's fucking gorgeous.
Yeah.
The way that scene is like, because I never thought John Watts was I didn't think he had like a style or anything like that, but that shot is so well put together.
Yeah.
That like that could sum up this movie for me.
Like, it's just, and you see, this poor boy has had his heart ripped out in front of him.
5 minutes ago.
5 minutes ago, and now he's like, this guy's a dickhead. Like,
Yeah.
imagine your loved one dying, like one of your parent or someone that you love dying, and then 2 minutes later you're on the TV and the TV's telling you you're a dickhead and you're a criminal.
Yeah.
You're just like, fuck, just give me a break, like 10 minutes.
Just let me grieve.
Like, let me grieve. And I got shot, and it's just like, but you know what the balls of this movie is they have this scene, right?
Mm-hmm.
And I was at like an emotional level of like depth of, I was at the lowest point.
Yeah.
And I was like, I'm with him. I want to kill Goblin myself. Fuck you, Willem Dafoe, kind of thing, right? But also the sadness comes from knowing it's his fault. And you're with him like, this is your fault. And we know it's your fault.
Yeah, this can be tracked back to you.
But we still like you because you tried.
Yeah, and that's like Uncle Ben died because it's Spider-Man's fault. He let the robber get away.
Exactly. And that's the whole origin of Spider-Man.
Yeah.
And so the very next scene is I think Zendaya's best scene in the whole movie. I think she is fucking unreal in this scene, and that is the scene in the house.
Yeah.
When the movie's at an all-time emotional low, and I felt like, I think John Watts is probably like, okay,
we need to pep this up a bit.
We've just killed that May. We need to bring in the big guns to
Yeah.
try and bring the movement back, because the movie's at a standstill of just like, this is the saddest thing.
Yeah, we could like stop and just be sad for a while, but no.
Everyone listen to Coldplay, let's have a cry. But
course.
no, it's literally, okay, let's kick it. We need to kick into the last act.
Yeah.
And so the portal's open, Sean, and you have Zendaya and Jacob Batalon are there, and they open up the portal, and Andrew Garfield comes through.
Yeah, because and it's the preface of that is like, no, I just want to see Peter, and that's what he thinks of to bring the portal up, and then they had me going for a second because it's a rainy alley, and you just see red and blue. That's it, and then it walks through, and Andrew Garfield is now in the MCU.
Yes, and he walks through, and Zendaya, oh man, I laughed so, like, I was done, like, just like sad, but then Zendaya throwing the fucking bread at him, and like her movement and acting in this scene, you go back and watch it, I could not stop laughing. Is that like really great comedic acting of like, she throws the bread and she throws up like a kung fu like stance of like, what's going on,
what's happening here,
and she's looking around like the head is on a swivel, and like,
okay, prove you're Spider-Man.
Yeah, like, just prove it. And Andrew Garfield's like, it doesn't work for bread. Like, I don't know what you want from me.
Just stick to the walls.
Stick to the walls. And when he sticks to the roof, Zendaya does the old, like, she's in the kung fu stance, she looks around, and then she just very quietly goes, crawl around a little bit. And so then he crawls around, and then the grandmother comes out, could you get this cobweb up in the corner?
And this ties into it though, because when we first see Andrew Garfield, he is in the Spider-Man suit.
Yes.
When we see, because they try again to get through to Tom Holland, Peter Parker. This is where we're going to have to start calling them just by their names.
Yes.
Try to get through Tom Holland, and who should walk through a second portal?
The legend himself,
Mr. Tobert Maguire.
Hasn't been in a movie since 2014.
My God.
Yeah.
That's actually insane.
This is his first movie back.
What a return.
Yeah.
I mean, but he walks through in regular civilian clothes.
And it's amazing that the minute he walks through, there's seniority in there. You're like, that's the OG.
That's the original Spider-Man.
That's Peter B. Parker. Like,
yeah.
He knows shit. He's experienced. He's the best one.
And I like how they immediately are wary of each other for a second.
And when they have that split fight scene, Toby webs the shooter.
Yes.
Immediately. And Andrew Garfield looks down and goes, okay, cool.
That's clever.
That's clever. Okay, cool. Like, immediately, you just... I mean, how did you react in the cinema when these two popped up?
Oh, I was like jumping out of my seat. Like, I was very, very excited. I kind of wish I had been able to go in blind on this, but that was never going to happen.
I would have gone in blind on the villains as well.
Yeah.
They should have just made a Doctor Strange, Tom Holland
focus thing,
like Peter Parker movie.
That's the thing. But like, no, there were cheers and claps in the cinema. Like, this was a very special moment, I want to call it.
But I think the next one is even more special.
Yeah.
The scene on the rooftop is, I think, possibly top 3 Spider-Man scenes of all time.
Oh, certainly on film. Yeah.
I think you know what? I heard someone, I agree with it. Spider-Verse sprinted, so this movie could run.
Yeah.
And by that I mean, like, Spider-Verse, this movie's good. Like, Spider-Verse is obviously like fucking outstanding. But like, Spider-Verse laid the groundwork for like, this is how you do it.
Yeah, people are able to deal with multiple universes. Yeah. This is how you get
and
people interacting.
So this movie kind of takes that, and I like the idea of like Spider-Verse sprinting, so this could run, not walking. It fucking left the station. But the scene on the rooftop, I think you probably have train scene from Spider-Man 2.
Yeah.
I would say Keaton finding out in the car.
Yes, at the traffic lights.
And I would say this.
Yeah.
I can't think of an Andrew Garfield one that's that good, or anything in the other 2 Spider-Man with Tobey Maguire.
No, and it's not that those... like,
it's not bad.
There's no bad...
But these are all-time cinema Spider-Man moments.
These are iconic Spider-Man cinema moments, yeah. So, like, and I would even count like things like the upside-down kiss in the rain. just because that's been so parodied and like it's in the culture so much.
So, I think Train, Keaton, then this, and this works so well because Tom Holland is at his absolute lowest. Like,
yeah, he's on the roof because that's where he feels safe.
Yeah, and Zendaya and Jacob Batalon turn up, and they're just like, so Ned and MJ are like,
they hug him first.
They do hug him. It's a lovely moment.
Yeah.
And you, like, the best thing about this is the chemistry between the three of them is you believe it.
Oh,
like,
yeah.
Every step of the way. Tobey Maguire, James Franco, I never believed were friends. Ever.
No.
Ever.
I mean, they weren't. Those actors hated each other.
Like, it's never believable that those three people have chemistry together.
Yeah.
Right? It's just not on the card. These three are literally like, they're intertwined. They're like, anytime they're on this camera together, the movie's better.
Yeah.
The three of them are interacting.
It's like these people know each other and like each other.
And you can get that. You can feel it.
I like, Zendaya says, there's some people here. And Tom Holland goes into fight mode.
Yes.
He's like, oh, fuck, I have to do this.
Because he's broken. He's a broken man.
Yeah.
And he looks up at the silhouettes of the two of them on the top of the school.
I think that's it, yeah. They're on like the bell tower of the school.
Yeah,
or
and
whatever
so
it is.
they jump down, and Peter's still like, who the fuck are these
What's
two?
going on here?
I'm sending the two of you back. Like,
yeah.
Who the fuck are you?
You shouldn't be here.
We're Peter Parker. Because at this point he's done. He's like, I don't want to help anyone.
Yeah.
I'll send everyone back to die. I don't care.
I just want to kill the goblin.
Yeah, I just want to kill. I'll send everyone back. I want to kill the goblin myself.
Yeah.
You don't get to kill the goblin. And this scene just expands to the point of like, you learn so much about the old Spider-Man.
Yeah. Like, that we get what happened after their movies. Like, that's all explained to us.
The Andrew Garfield characterization, I think, is the best.
I think
in
so.
the movie.
But because I think he was the most open-ended.
I think he's also the most underwritten.
Yes.
Out of the three of them. Because he only had 2 movies, to be fair.
Yeah, whereas Toby got a trilogy. But, like, Andrew Garfield, like, he gives a speech and he's just like, I tried to go and be a normal Spider-Man, but eventually I stopped pulling my punches.
That's the best line.
It's so good.
Like, the minute he said that, I was like, oh, fuck, that's so good. That, like, we see Gwen die.
Yeah.
We see him, and he comes out when he faces the Rhino or whatever. But, like, you never get that emotional thing. And I love the idea of, like, that character who's all jokey, is all comic, like, he slowly just... I like that it doesn't just happen. Like, it's like, I slowly just stopped pulling my punches. Like, I just
got angry.
Because she's dead, like, and I can't do anything about that.
Yeah.
So,
and he says as well, is like, he's basically Spider-Man all the time. He's like, there's no time for Peter Parker stuff.
That's why he's in the suit. He's never in regular clothes in this movie.
No, he's just always on patrol. He's always on the mission. Kind of thing.
He's turned into Batman.
He's going down the Batman path.
Yeah, he's turned into Batman and just stopped pulling his punches.
Yeah.
Like, he's Batman after Jason dies. Is what I would look at him as.
Exactly. He's just full of rage and he doesn't know where to put it.
And he just wants to punch people until they make him feel better.
Yeah, and that's why, like, he's looking for Peter. That's why he's like, we need to go see him because this happened to me. I don't want it to happen to him.
And then you think, okay, and then Toby's on the other side, and he's like, my Uncle Ben died.
Yeah,
and
it's my fault.
I actually got my revenge on the guy who did it.
Yeah.
Didn't make me feel any better. I was very angry. I chased him down in the night and he's dead and I didn't feel any better.
Yeah.
I felt worse.
And it's... and this whole thing is like... Tom Holland is just like, no, but she's dead.
Like, you don't understand, he keeps saying. Like, you don't understand. Like, and before she died with great power.
Yeah.
And then Toby finishes it off with comes
great responsibility.
He's like, how did you know? And the two of them were like, Uncle Ben said it the day that he died.
Yeah.
And this is the moment where Tom Holland's like, Aunt May said it the day that she did.
Yeah.
So he's slightly different. It's the same idea.
That's it, but he knows that, like, this is a Spider-Man thing, clearly. Like, he's like,
it has to happen.
It always happens. And it's there's a thing as well. Andrew Garfield is talking like, I've lost people. I lost Gwen. She was my MJ.
Yes.
And it's like, okay, that's awful.
Yeah. And so, like, he understands that immediately. Like, he's like, you lost your MJ.
Yeah.
Imagine that, Tom Holland. I lost my Uncle Ben and my MJ.
That's the thing. Because
and they're not like one-upping each other.
No.
The great thing about this is that they're like...
They're sympathising.
You have the two... And I hate to use this, but like you have the two adults looking at the kid.
Yeah.
Being like, we've both done the exact... We're with you. Like, we know. There's only 3 people in the whole multiverse currently that understand
that
what
know
you're going
what's
through.
on, and we're
Maybe
all
miles
here.
of somewhere. We don't know. But there's only 3 right now.
Yeah.
And we know what you feel. And he's like, you don't know. Look, no, literally, we do. Like,
We've been through a lot.
yeah, and it's just to keep it. It's what we do.
It's what we do.
It's what we do.
Like, that's the Spider-Man thing. And so they agreed to, like, no, let's fix them. Let's fix those villains. We'll help you. Because
they I think you have this like Peter B. Parker vibe from the two of them.
Yeah, no, it's kind of redemption.
There's the two of them looking at this kid full of maybe naivety, but maybe it's just like hope. And even though he's been through shit, they're just like, you know what? We've been kind of out of the game for too long. We're too filled with anger, or we're tired, or whatever. Let's do it one more time. Let's just try and redeem some people.
It's the best way I could have hoped for those 3 to come together.
Yeah.
Because of course they come together after the guardian figure dies. That's when it needs to happen.
You know, my brain had never put that together.
Yeah.
But after, that's the only time you would bring them together. Because they're the only 2 people that know what he feels.
Yeah.
Like, Zendaya can hug him and be like, oh, that's so sad.
But,
but the 2 of them coming and going, stop, shut up, we know what you're feeling.
Yeah, and we know that you feel like it's your fault.
And we know that you're full of anger.
Yeah.
It's not going to help.
I want to marvel what if the other 2 Spider-Man weren't there. Because I think this, like...
He would have killed them all.
He would have murdered he would have become a very different Spider-Man.
Fuck me, that would have been cool.
Here's what I want.
Okay.
Instead of the 2 Spider-Men showing up, Venom shows up.
No help whatsoever. Yes, kill them. And so the next scene is the 3 of them have come together, and they gotta do some science stuff, Shaun.
Oh, they're gonna science the shit out of it.
They're gonna science the shit out of it. So they all go to a lab, get all the Bunsen burners out. They all get the goggles out.
Matter a high school laboratory has everything they need, isn't it?
It's pretty great.
Yeah.
And I'll be honest with you, this scene is just lovely. That the 3 of them interacting.
It's just nice, and they're all working together. I like Andrew Garfield is just like...
He's the best.
Yeah. But he's like, I'll take the lizard, because I've cured him already, no big deal.
Yeah, and they just look at him like, no big deal.
No big deal.
No big deal.
No big deal. No big deal,
Yeah.
guys. And Tobey Maguire is an absolute buzzkill in this scene.
He always is. He always is.
He just doesn't know how to talk to people, because Ned is just like, oh, do you have like a guy in the chair?
Oh, by the way, that might be the second best joke.
Yeah.
In the thing. Did you have a guy in the chair? No, do you have a best friend?
Do you have a best friend? Sorry.
And he's like, yeah, I had a best friend.
He died in my arms.
He died in my arms after turning on me and going crazy and trying to kill me. And Jacob Batalon's acting in that scene. He doesn't say a word, but it's all in his face of the register of, oh no, I'm gonna do that. And the panic of being like, oh fuck, I can't believe I'm gonna try and kill my best friend.
And he says to Peter after, no, because he goes to Peter, and Peter's like, hey, can you run a scan on this for me? And just like, yep. And he just leaves. He just fucks off.
And he's like, just so you know, I'll never turn on you and try to kill you. And Tom Holland's like, okay.
And Garfield just like pats him on the back, just like, well done, you did it. Because like he's had it happen to him.
It's just, honestly, I think this is just the most lovely scene.
Yeah.
I was smiling ear to ear through the whole thing. Like, it's constant callbacks, constant fan service, but it all works because they all just interact in completely different ways with each other.
Yeah, they all have different vibes. Another really like small thing is just that Toby's like, I'll work on the goblin cure. I've been thinking about it a long time.
Yes.
I like that he is still thinking, how could I have saved him?
Because that's Spider-Man.
That's Spider-Man, that's what he does.
Even though he's an absolute bummer, because that's what they are. Like, he's the biggest nerd.
Yeah.
Andrew Garfield's the funny one in terms of like, but he's funny in a really different way. I think in this one, he's much more likeable because he realises he's not cool. In his movie, he's cool.
But right? But like put up against the other 2 Spider-Men.
But put up against Tom Holland's Spider-Man, It's like he sees himself as the old, used to be cool uncle. Now is not very cool.
Yeah, but he just, like, he takes it in stride.
Yeah, whereas Tobey Maguire's never cool. So he's just aware, he's like, okay, I'm the old guy, I'm the old head
I'm going to be the boring one.
I'm going to be the boring one. Tom Holland's the new kid on the block. He knows what he's doing, and he has everything under control. Andrew Garfield, like, the vibe you get immediately is that he's in on the gag of just like he just is so likeable and so just lovely in this.
But he's also, there's a sadness to him as well.
But that's the way it works. Like, he has his charm, and then he also, like, the moment where he's like, do you have someone? He's like, I don't have time for anyone. I just... But also, I mean, let's be honest, since that movie came out, Andrew Garfield, as an actor, is, like, so much higher level. Like, Tom Holland must have been pinching himself. Like, Andrew Garfield is probably going to win an Oscar in the next 5 years.
He did Tick Tick Boom, like, this year. Like, he's probably going to get something for that.
Like, he's won so many awards. He's at the top of his game. Like, when he first did those movies, he was just like...
He was the new thing.
He was the new thing in Hollywood, whereas now he's, like, established.
Yeah, now he's, like, a name.
Yeah.
But I I think Andrew Garfield's Spider-Man in this looks at... Like, he realises... I think there's a moment where he realises that, I could have... Okay, so Gwen is gone. There might be an MJ out there for me.
Yes.
There might be happiness somewhere.
Yeah, and he hasn't had that in ages.
Yeah, he hasn't had hope.
Yeah. And so there's also a lovely scene here between Zendaya and Tom Holland.
Yeah.
And, like, they just have that moment of a lot of chemistry. Once again, cannot stress enough how
they're in the lab, aren't they?
How lovely these two people are together.
Yes, they're just very sweet.
It gives off the same vibe as Andrew Garfield, Emma Stone, but probably more... I want to say relatable, but
not genuine is the wrong word.
No, I was watching Amazing Spider-Man with my girlfriend. She has not seen those movies,
right?
And she had, in preparation for this,
of course.
And afterwards, she was like, she actually preferred Kirsten Dunst's Tobey Maguire in the first Spider-Man, and I was like, why? And she was like, well, to me, it felt like it was just two models talking to each other in the Amazing Spider-Man. That, like, they're pretending to be, like, not cool, but they look like Emma Stone.
They're like specimens of human
They're
beings.
just like they're built to act.
Yes.
Like they're beautiful humans who are in love with each other, and they're like, I've got a tough life.
Yeah,
and they're geniuses. And she's like, Tobey Maguire, Kirsten Dunst seem more real.
They're more like regular people.
Tom Holland, Zendaya have that, like, where they've got actor good looks as well, but for some reason it's much more approachable.
I think because they're kind of both so themselves, like in social media and things like that, and like in interviews, like you feel like you know them already, kind of thing.
Yeah,
and they carry that into the characters.
And this moment where the two of them are, like, looking at each other, like, they have that moment where they put their foreheads together, like, we got to do this.
Yeah,
we're gonna do this. We're gonna put it on. But it's also a moment where, like, Zendaya knows, like, Aunt May just died, like, 2 hours ago, and she's like looking at him going, are you okay?
Are you all right?
Are you good? Like,
and he flat out says, like, I want to kill him.
Yeah, because she understands.
Yeah.
And you know what's funny is if you had that conversation with Ned, he would have done the same thing. I know, I understand.
I get that.
I get that. Like,
Aunt May wouldn't want that for you.
Like, the two of them are completely on his wavelength. Like, they're the best characters with Tom Holland's Spider-Man.
But I also feel like Ned and MJ are friends as well.
Oh, absolutely.
It's not just because they're going through Peter.
It's not revolved around Peter. As in, like, James Franco and Kirsten Dunst, it was just because
they both knew Peter, and that's how they knew each other. Yeah.
But you can see the two of them hanging out when Tom's away.
Yeah, exactly. And, like, they spend a lot of time, like, hanging out in this movie.
Yeah.
Just kind of being in the chair.
And neither of them are like, I wonder where Peter is. They're just like, they're just hanging out. You can see them hanging out.
Let's do this.
Yeah. Also, the moment where he's like, I'm going to open the portals. And Ned's like, I'm going to open the portals. And Tom Holland's like, how are you going to open the portals? Like, I've got Doctor Strange magic now.
What? That's so cool.
When did you get Doctor Strange magic?
And look, again, I've already said it. It's just kind of for them to get around.
Yeah.
But it works.
Oh, also the introduction of the natural webs is in this.
Oh, yeah.
And they're like, what?
I like how they have no boundaries. And they're just so curious about the natural webs.
Because it's like the three of them... They're all in on the gag, so they all understand.
Yeah, the things are different, and that's interesting.
But the two of them can't figure out why he's like that.
Yeah, because Tom Holland's like charging up his web cartridges, and Andrew Garfield is just a bit like, oh yeah, that's fair, I'll do mine as well. And then Toby's just like, you guys, web cartridges? What? And then he flicks a web, and they're like, what the fuck is that?
Yes, because you would.
Yeah, it's like, also, Toby is like the older brother who's left home.
Yes.
Andrew Garfield is the middle child who still lives at home. And then Tom Holland is the kid who's like doing his leave insert at the minute.
Yeah, like he's just on the up and up.
He's on the up and up. He has big dreams.
Yeah. And so then they all get portaled into the Statue of Liberty.
Yeah.
And it has the Captain America shield. That was a great touch.
Very Marvel. Like, that's really building that universe a lot.
And I think the minute I seen it, I went, that makes so much sense.
They would totally do that.
Like, in that universe,
yeah,
you put the Captain America shield on the Statue of Liberty because it's the freedom. It's all about America, all that shit.
And John Walker really did a number on that shield. And what it stands for.
They had to take the shield down.
Well, no, Sam Wilson took it up, so it's fine.
Oh, of course. No, they put it up higher because John Walker was there. What a cool dude. What a cool dude.
That's all we stand for.
What a nice man.
Oh, God.
So, yeah, the big last fight scene occurs. I love the fact that they're all, like, having a chat beforehand.
Yeah. Still talking about the...
Still just, like, every scene with just the three of them interacting, I just think is magic.
It's fascinating. And it's very natural, the conversation.
Once again, script. It's all in that script. Like,
Yeah.
this could have been very clunky as shit. Been like, what's going on in your universe? Like, none of the three of them ask, like, a question that is fan servicey in nature. It's fan service because they're interacting.
Exactly. So that's enough, and then everything else is just interesting.
And it's what they're talking about could be mundane. Like,
yeah.
What they're talking about is like, say Andrew Garfield be like, "Do you want me to crack your back?" Like the big fight.
Yeah.
And he's like, "Oh yeah, my back gets at me."
I like that Tobey Maguire, like, he has back issues, his Spider-Man. Which...
I think he said, "Oh, it's the swinging."
Yeah.
It really does you in. And like the two of them are like creaking themselves up. Tom Holland doesn't need to like warm up.
No, he's just always
young.
limber.
Yeah, whereas like Tobey Maguire, he's a bit older. And then you all at the moment where Tobey's like, "Dude, don't be putting yourself down."
Yeah, because they're talking about villains they've fought.
That's great.
Toby's like, I fought an alien.
Yeah.
He took over my body for a while. Tom's like, I fought an alien on Earth and in space.
Yeah, big purple one.
Toby's focused on that. So, sorry, in space.
Yeah.
And Andrew's just like, I fought a Russian guy in a rhino suit. I'm kind of lame. I know I'm lame.
Like, he just I think that acting by Andrew Garfield in the scene is great because he's just like, well, I mean, you're kind of showing me up now. I feel a Russian dude in a rhino suit. I mean, that's not great, is it? Like, you've been to space. I haven't fought any aliens.
Yeah, I want to fight an alien.
I want to fight an alien.
And it gets back onto the web thing. And again, this is where the brothers dynamic comes in for me, because they're just like, so your body just makes that web. Like, do you ever get web block?
And he's like, I have had web block. He's like,
it's like a mental thing.
Yeah.
Does it come out of anywhere else? He's like, no, just the wrists.
Just the wrists. And then he's like, don't put yourself down, man. You're amazing.
Yeah.
You're amazing.
You're the amazing Spider-Man.
And Andrew Garfield's like, I needed to hear that. Yeah, thanks very much.
I love you guys.
I love you guys.
And they just say thank you.
Yeah, because he's so uncool.
I feel like he just hasn't had friends in years.
But you know what? Andrew Garfield, I think, for some reason, I came out with this going, he's my favourite Spider-Man, even though Tom Holland's clearly my favourite.
Yeah, but Andrew Garfield's shown in this, and let's put on the tinfoil hats for a second, because they assign each other code names.
Yeah.
So Tom Holland is Spider-Man 1.
And then Andrew Garfield, Spider-Man 3!
Spider-Man 3?
His arms up like, okay, fine, I'll be Spider-Man 3.
He's the one who never got a Spider-Man 3.
What does it mean? What does it mean?
I mean, could it be?
Could it be?
Could it be?
Could it be?
Venom?
They're bringing Dane back.
No. They're bringing back Topher Grace.
Topher's back for the third one of Andrew Garfield.
Yeah. Set in the MCU.
Breaking boundaries. So they start off the fight. All the villains show up. It's the bit in the trailer where there's like the Marvel lineup.
Yeah. Most of the villains show up.
Most of the villains show up except for Goblin.
Yeah.
And Octopus.
Yes.
And what happens is they're all shit. Like, they're all in each other's way.
They can't fight together.
They can't swing together. They're always they're out of sync.
Yeah.
So what happens is, like, they have to reconvene and be like, that was shit.
Yeah, we're bad at this.
Yeah.
And
Tom Holland's like, I just never have had a team. And they're like, yeah, I've never worked with anyone before. But no, sorry, Tom Holland's there like, I have had a team.
I don't mean to brag, I'm on the Avengers.
I don't mean to brag, I'm on the Avengers. And the two of them look at him like...
No, Toby's like, that's amazing. What's the Avengers?
And Andrew Garfield's like, is that a band? Are you in a band?
That's awesome.
That's cool.
It's like, you guys don't have the Avengers? But when Toby said that, he said, oh my god, that's amazing. I was like, are they just saying that the Avengers existed in the Raimi-verse eventually? No,
he's just being supportive of Toby.
He's just being nice, yeah. And so they decide, okay, we're just going to focus on one villain at a time. And whittle him down that way, because they're trying to fight everything at once.
And he says, trust your Peter Tingle.
Yeah. And by God, do they.
And the next scene, by the way, I'm assuming you freaked the fuck out when they started, like, synchronised swinging.
Yeah, it's the coolest fucking thing. Also, that Tobey Maguire Spider-Man suit still looks amazing.
Gorgeous.
It's one of the best things ever put to screen, I think.
I mean, I think it just shows up how shit the Iron Spider suit is.
Yeah.
In comparison to the other two.
Doesn't work, does it?
No. Like, even I would take the homemade suit.
Over it, yeah. Because the Iron Spider suit, it looks so fake.
Yeah.
Like, because even the Iron Man suit, we've seen the evolution of that, so it looks like it's just refined.
You can just look like a robotic man.
Yeah.
But where the Iron Spider, because of the nanobots, it's smooth. It's smooth and sleek. It's just
there's
shiny.
no flaws in it. There's no flaws in the metal texture.
And for a character that we love that much, I just think it ruins it. I just think, imagine that. Well, I mean, that is retconned at the end.
It's gone.
It's fucking solved.
It's fucking gone.
It's fucking solved. But like, that was always my major problem with these movies. Is that
the Iron Spider suit just is the least interesting suit.
Like, it's cool for a second. Okay, he's got the extra legs.
Yeah,
cool. And he can breathe in space. Cool.
Yeah.
But after that, I'm like, as a character, I just think it's kind of is silly.
Yeah, and I like when they first meet on the bridge, Doc Ock sees the arms in the Iron Spider suit, and it's just like, oh, we got competition.
Yeah, and so then they start taking out one by one each character. You have Tobey Maguire, he takes out Sandman. They eventually get that into him. They like inject him with the shit.
Yeah.
And he turns back into Thomas Hayden Church.
Yeah.
And then you also have the Lizard, who he sees that Ned and MJ are in the portal, and he goes in, and Tom Holland's like, oh shit.
Yeah, and they just kind of run about the room for a bit and back through the portal.
Yeah, and so then eventually when he comes back around, he turns him back into a human.
Reese.
He turns back into Reese, which is definitely a clip from an old movie. And so that's the two of them gone.
Yeah.
And then that leaves Electro, who's there.
Who is objectively the most powerful at this point.
Oh, he
has the arc reactor powering him.
He's super powerful. And so he's like, okay, I'm going to kill all ye fuckers. And the best part is when he has like the three of them. He's like, Toby attacks him from the right, and he's like holding him with electricity. And then Andrew from the left, he's holding him, and he's like defeating all three of them at once until Doc Ock shows up.
Yeah, there's a moment as well, Andrew Garfield on his own gets shocked by Electro, and like he's able to kind of bear it a bit because he's gone through it before. Yes. Because he's fought Electro in his own universe.
Clever.
Yes.
Yes.
Also, he greets him and is like, hi, Max, it's me.
Andrew Garfield, what a man.
He's fucking great in this.
But, like, I don't want to watch 1 or 2 again.
No, I just want to watch this movie on loop,
I just want to see him in this.
Just
I want
highlights.
to see him interacting with Tom Holland. I think the vibe I got from the two of them, and this might be blasphemous.
Oh.
Dick Grayson, Tim Drake.
Oh. I understand it.
I could not get that out of my head when I was watching him interact with Tom Holland. And I love when Nightwing and Robin, Red Robin, whatever, like the two of them interact in terms of, it's like a big brother, but it's a silly big brother who's willing to take a joke at. Like he's a goofball big brother, and the little brother who's also very smart, but he like looks up to the big brother like he's the guy.
Yeah, and he wants everyone to like take him serious. But he's a goofball himself. Yeah. But he doesn't let it out all that often.
It's so nice when the two of them are together, because you can kind of like, they can make jokes. Like, imagine a scene where the two are a movie.
Oh,
Tom Holland, Andrew Garfield, double team, Spider-Man.
Pretty good, I would say.
Just going around one-lining, joking.
I would watch it. Now, when does the bit happen? The Andrew Garfield's best bit in the movie.
Oh, so that happens. Goblin shows up. They get the thing on onto Electro, and he gets. Oh
yeah, sorry. Doc Ock helps.
Yeah, Doc Ock turns good because he was pretending to be bad, but he's good.
Yeah, and he says the power of the sun in the palm of my hand, but he's just holding an arc reactor.
We also forgot the line of "I'm something of a scientist myself."
Oh yes, of course, Willem Dafoe.
What a stupid, silly line, but quite funny.
I'm glad they put it because it just kind of comes in out of nowhere and stops the conversation dead.
Doesn't make any sense. Doesn't fit in, but it's a meme.
It's a meme. You have to put it
in. And so they solve all that. The Electro's done, Sandman's done, Lizard's done. Doc Ock has turned good, so he's done.
Yeah.
So we one left. We got the biggest badass in the fucking movie.
With the fucking coolest costume design in the movie. Hood up, goggles on, fucking ragtag armour tied together.
Willem Dafoe said he wouldn't do the movie unless they let him do all the stunts as well.
Yeah, 66-year-old Willem Dafoe said this.
He's just still God. What a man.
And he's pure madness in this.
He's pure evil.
Yeah, he's pure evil. He's irredeemable.
Like, there's not a moment where you're just like, he's going, no, he's absolutely the worst.
Yeah.
And so he shows up, and this is when he knocks MJ off, because they're on the scaffolding now.
And he knocks Ned off as well.
He knocks Ned off, and he knocks MJ off.
Yeah.
And the bit in the trailer, and this is really great, I really love this, is that you see Peter, Tom Holland jump, and he's reaching for her. And in the trailer it's like, oh, it's interesting to get Tom Holland to save her, that's cool. And in my head I was like, oh, they probably just CGI'd out. No, that actually happens. He is just there, and then the goblin thing comes across,
sweeps him away, and you see MJ realises she's going to die.
And in my head I was like, that's fucking genius. Yes, where is he?
It's so good. And then and it's beautiful because it's silent. And you just hear Andrew Garfield's Peter shouting, like you see him shout the word no.
Yeah.
And he dives after her, grabs her, then fires a web, and safely plants her on the ground.
And the moment afterwards, they could have done that and then cut away.
Yeah.
But what makes the moment is the 2 seconds afterwards, where it's silent. And
he's just like, he realises he's done it.
And he says, are you okay? And MJ looks at him, and he's like full on crying.
He's in bits.
Like, he's in bits because he realised, like, he's kind of had a bit of redemption. He's redeemed himself somewhat.
Yeah.
For not saving the love of his life. And she just looks at him and goes, are you okay?
Yeah, because I guess, like, to him, like, Gwen's death was without purpose. Like, it didn't serve anything. But at least now he was able to save MJ because he knew how not to do it.
Yeah.
And
he needed that. I think that character needed that.
He did, yeah. And presumably, he has replayed that moment and how he would do it different every second of every day of his life.
And that's why the punches became stronger and stronger.
Yeah.
He got madder and madder at himself.
Yeah.
For why he didn't do that.
Because it was, it's so fucking good.
Oh, man.
I'm so happy they gave him that.
Yeah, and we just love Andrew Garfield.
He's so good in this.
And, like, Tom Maguire's good. I think he's excellent in the Peter B. Parker role.
Yeah.
I just think Andrew Garfield just shines.
But there's a moment where Peter... fucking hell, this gets difficult. When Tobey Maguire is talking to Doc Ock, and he's just
this is lovely.
Yeah, he's like, hey, Doc.
Nice to see you.
Nice to see you again. It's like, my dear boy, you've grown. It's like, it's like, and that's...
Payoffs,
because they never got to really resolve things. They kind of like...
Doc Ock went for a swim,
and then swam forever.
At the bottom of the ocean. And so Goblin gets put onto the shield that's in the water.
Yeah.
And the big shield has fallen from all the scaffolding. They save Ned and they save MJ, and everyone gets onto the ground, thankfully. And it's just Tom Holland.
Doctor Strange comes back as well.
Sorry, Doctor Strange is back, and he's mad. He's
pissed. But then Ned is like, no, Peter's plan is working. He's curing them.
But he's still mad.
Yeah. Oh, he's furious.
Yeah, and so...
He says to Ned as well, how did you make that portal?
And then I love the bit Tom Maguire's like, is that the wizard? And Andrew Garfield's like, I think that's the wizard from this universe.
Because he shows up and Doctor Strange is like, I've been over the Grand Canyon for 12 hours.
And Andrew Garfield says, you've been in the Grand Canyon, we've been all here.
He could have used your help.
So stupid.
But the fight on the shield, sorry.
Yeah, so the fight on the shield is brutal.
Oh, he's just... You know that I Am Vengeance clip from the Batman trailer?
It's that.
It's this. Like, he's just... Tom Holland is on a warpath.
You see what would happen if Spider-Man decided to stop pulling his punches.
Yeah, and he's destroying Willem Dafoe.
Like, when you see it, it's like an old man. Again, like, up until that point, Willem Dafoe is... He's still Willem Dafoe, evil goblin.
Yeah.
But it's at this moment you're like, Spider-Man's gonna fucking beat the shit out of him.
Yeah. And like to the point that he has Goblin on his knees and then he picks up the glider.
Like, no, when he's on his knees, he's just continuously punching him.
Yeah.
And he just never stops. And he's just like, Tom Holland's crying, like tears in his eyes, blood all over him. He's like, you've ruined my fucking life.
Yeah.
And I cannot stop. Picks up the glider, about to stab him. Only one man could stop this. Such a great scene. Tobey Maguire comes in,
Steps between them,
and just stops the glider. And it's just like, what are you doing?
Yeah.
Like, no, actually, he doesn't say a word. It's even better. He gives the Tobey Maguire, like, holding something up face.
Yeah.
Of, like, a shake. But, like, he's just staring at him. And he's in those eyes. Tobey Maguire has been in the movies since 2014. Hasn't lost it because it's all conveyed. Like, you don't need to do this.
Yeah.
You're better than this. He wants you to do that.
He will win if you do this.
He will win it. And it's all just, it's never said, but it's just all given across in one facial look.
Yeah.
Of like, what are you doing? That's not what we do.
Yeah. And so glider gets put down and then fucking Tobey Maguire gets a knife in the back.
Of course he does. His goblin's a dick.
Don't turn your back on the goblin.
No. So he gets stabbed, and then that's when Andrew Garfield throws the cure.
Yeah.
Tom Holland grabs it and stabs him in the neck and injects him with it.
Yeah. And Willem Dafoe is such a good actor because you see the goblin leave him.
Yeah.
And then he's like, Peter, what did I do?
Yeah.
What have I done?
He's such a dick.
But he doesn't remember.
But he didn't mean it. And so, yeah, then you have him, Tom Maguire's on the ground, Andrew Garfield comes out, and the three of them are like looking at, or like the two of them are looking at him.
Yeah.
And you have the three Spider-Men in the one moment, like, are you okay? It's like, oh yeah, I've been stabbed before. And it's like, okay, alright. So he picks him up, and he helps him up. And this is when Doctor Strange is there, and Tom Holland goes over to him. And Doctor Strange is like, there's a hole in the fucking sky, by the way.
Yeah, yeah.
The box has exploded at this point.
A goblin bomb went into it, and then the multiverse is like ripping apart, basically.
And Tom Maguire, when he's on the ground, has the great line of, am I dying or is that happening? And it's just like, no, that is happening. And so Tom Holland has to go over to Doctor Strange. He's like, what can we do? He's like, can't do anything. Like,
Yeah.
I'm just trying to hold it all together here.
They're going to come true. Everyone
who's ever known Peter Parker was Spider-Man.
is all going to come true. I think if you freeze frame, there's probably some like Easter eggs in like the silhouettes. The Rhino, I think.
The Rhino's there. Also, the Hunter. Craven is there.
Sick.
Well, you can see the silhouette.
Yeah,
you can see the thing around the neck and the staff or the spear.
I did see the staff. I was wondering who that was.
I think that's Craven.
Oh, okay, that makes sense then.
Yeah.
But so he's like, can't you just make everyone forget I'm Spider-Man? It's like, no, it's too late for that now. They're coming for you because they know you. It's like, make them forget me.
Make everyone forget me who's ever met me.
And Strange, to his credit, says, no, I'm not doing that.
That's that's the biggest sacrifice you could possibly make.
No one will know you.
And he's like, I'm willing to make the big sacrifice.
It's the only way.
It's the only way. Like my dad, Tony Stark, would do. I'm willing to make the sacrifice. And Shaun, this is my drop of Angel. Because at this point, they reminded me...
I forgot about the drop of Angel.
It reminded me of a very similar episode. And it's a very, very great thing to do with a hero. That you give him everything he wants. And then you have the moment where he's the only one that remembers every good thing that's happened. And nobody recognises him. So, there's an episode of Angel.
Okay.
I Will Remember You. Season 1, episode 8. Don't ask me
how... Season 1 they did this.
Season 1, episode 8. It's a good one. It's a very good one. Don't ask me about Angel Wikipedia. For some reason, I know all that shit.
Fair enough.
Buffy spin-off Angel. This came out in like 2001, I think, this episode. Basically, Angel, through a series of events, turns into a human for once. And Buffy shows up, and the whole thing was like they can't be together because he's a bad vampire, she's a human. And there's a whole episode where he's actually a human, and they just get to live like the best life ever. They go outside, like they're out in the sun, like they're the best. It's the most lovely episode that you're like, you've been waiting like 6 seasons of Buffy, 5 seasons of Buffy, like half a season of Angel. He's always this like loner who goes out like he's basically Batman.
Yeah.
And then what happens is like he gets everything he wants, and he can be with the love of his life, who he's broken up with because they can't be together.
Okay.
And everything's going well, but he realizes that because he's human, he can't help her when, say, a demon shows up, and he gets fucked.
He has no.
He gets fucked. He tries to help him, punches him, and the demon just looks at him, just fucks him across the room, and then Buffy nearly dies because she's fighting by herself against this demon that they could have both taken him. And there's a moment at the end of the episode where he's like, I need to go back to normal. I need to go back to being a vampire. And he goes to... Very similar, actually, in terms of, like... It's actually, like, basically the same plot, in terms of he's like, I have everything I want, but she's in more danger when I'm a human.
It's a greater good kind of thing.
And so he's like, I'm willing to make the sacrifice. And they're like, we can't just make you a vampire again. What we need to do is take the last 24 hours away from you.
Oh.
And before the 24 hours, she doesn't want to talk to him. Like, this is Angel's show. She's actually no longer... Like, he moves to LA. And she just came up with this, like... Sarah Michelle Gellar came as a special guest for this episode. It was like, they could be back together. They're coming back together and all this stuff. So he's like, okay, I'm willing to sacrifice the last 24 hours. So everyone forgets, except him, what it was like when he got everything he wanted and he was the happiest he's ever been.
So he'll always remember that and then know how he is now.
And the end of the scene, end of the episode is so good because he's like, he explains it very similar. Like, he explains, you're going to forget. And she's like, I won't forget. And she's like in tears, and he's in tears, like, we've literally had the best time ever, like, I won't forget. And it clock strikes, 12. Clock strikes 12, and like immediately everything's resets back to the previous day. And like, he can remember, but she walks in like nothing's happened. And like, Angel, you fucking dickhead, what's going on here?
Aww.
And but like, all I can remember is like, that is such a good heroic story. That we have our hero, and we give them everything. And then we take it all away. And
it's a very good way of the hero maintaining their development that they've had over, say, 3 movies.
Yeah.
But now it's just basically a clean slate.
It's a clean slate, but it's... Yeah, exactly. So, Angel forever remembers what it was like for that one day.
Yeah.
But nobody else does.
It's just him.
It's just him. And Tom Holland's Spider-Man, he can remember everything. Like, imagine that every moment you've ever had with, say, your loved ones, and they can't remember anything, but you can remember it.
But you can't say it to them.
But you can't say it.
You can never bring it up again.
It's such a good heroic story.
And do you know what's wild about this is that there's a very much, I would say, disliked Spider-Man story called One More Day, and this is where Aunt May is injured, and Spider-Man makes a deal with Mephisto to save Aunt May, but Mephisto wants Spider-Man and Mary Jane's relationship. Like, that just never happened, essentially.
Fuck.
This was done by comic book writers because people didn't like how settled Peter Parker had become.
Makes
he was
sense.
married, he was successful and all this stuff. So they just retconned the whole thing. And that's effectively what they've done here, but because people were unhappy that Spider-Man had all of the Stark gadgets and toys and everyone knew his identity and all of this. And so... like, they've effectively done that, but I think this is in a much more satisfying way because it's not solely the relationship, it's just no one remembers them.
Everyone remembers. It's also a great get out.
Yeah, everyone remembers Spider-Man and the things he's done.
He's still part of the Avengers.
Yes.
And he's still involved. But it's just Avengers Infinity War and Endgame happened, but nobody... He never took off his mask.
Yes.
And Tony Stark would be the only one that you would ask, well, how does that even work if he doesn't know who Peter Parker is? How did he join Civil War? But then Tony Stark is dead, so it doesn't matter. There's
exactly.
not that loophole.
Everyone knows that like, Spider-Man is the reason that this happened. Spider-Man defeated Mysterio and all this, but just no one knows who Spider-Man is.
Yeah, and he has to make the sacrifice that he has all of his loved ones. Yeah. They all have to just remember every interaction they've ever had with him.
But also, because like it's so good because Spider-Man, like Peter Parker, in our universe, like he knows all of these people. So he can go to Doctor Strange and just introduce himself as Spider-Man. He knows Matt Murdock now if he needs help with the law or anything like that. So he knows all of these characters exist. They don't know him, they don't have a relationship. But if he went up to them and just said, look, I need help, he could probably talk his way into it.
But the problem is, the main thing is Ned and MJ.
Yes.
And that's the big killer. So, like, he says there's a real lovely goodbye between him, Andrew Garfield, and Tobey Maguire.
Yeah.
And they just, the last line is, it's what we do.
Yeah. Because he doesn't have words to say. Like,
and they just have this hug on screen and everyone freaks out because the three of them are hugging.
And then Andrew Garfield is just like, you're in tremendous pain, aren't you?
Tobey Maguire's like, yeah.
This is bad.
And so that's one scene I was like, oh, that's nice.
Yeah.
But then it hits me. The next scene, they have to have...
Yeah, the goodbyes. Before we get to that, I just want to say there's a moment between Jamie Foxx's Electro and Andrew Garfield's Spider-Man when Electro's defeated.
Okay.
And Jamie Foxx is just like, I don't know, man, like you're from Queens, you help people. I really thought you'd be black.
Can I just say a plot point for that?
Go ahead.
It's a bit of a loophole.
Yeah.
Thought everyone who came in knew Peter Parker was Spider-Man.
I think the conceit there, he does know at the end of,
but he didn't know that he was white, so he just knows the name.
He knows the name Peter Parker.
That's a get out. That's pretty loose. That's loose now.
Oh, if you want to talk about that, how the fuck does Venom get there?
That's a good point.
Yeah,
he's never met Peter Parker.
My logic is that the symbiotes are like a hive mind, so maybe they're all connected across multiverses.
I think we're putting that in ourselves.
But look, it works for me. And also Jamie Foxx is like, there's probably a black Spider-Man out there somewhere.
I was like, yeah, there is.
Yeah, there is. There's a really famous one that everyone likes.
It's a really good one.
It's a really good one.
Have you seen Into the Spider-Verse, Jamie? It's pretty good.
There's another one coming out.
And so we have the goodbye between Ned, MJ, and Peter Parker.
So heartbreaking.
This acting between the three of them, it felt like they knew this is like the end of their trilogy.
Yeah, I don't know what's going to happen with those two going forward.
But it felt like that they were actually saying goodbye. Like, this is the end.
Yeah, and like, and little things like Ned and Peter have their handshake that they've been doing the whole time, but they do it one last time and they're both really focused on it.
Yeah.
Because it's like, we'll never do this again.
And the bit with MJ when she's like, I love you.
Yeah.
And he's about to say it back. She's like, no. Tell me after.
Tell me when you meet me again.
Tell me when you meet me again.
And if you don't find me, I'll figure it out. I did it already.
Yeah. Which is such a, like, that MJ line to be like, I love the idea that she figured it out as well. Like, that's a great scene on the bridge.
Oh, that's brilliant. Like, that's great for that character.
I figured it out. Like, you don't tell me. I know. Because she's way smarter than he is.
Absolutely. And she just says, go, swing away. And like, he just leaves.
Oh, man.
Everyone forgets.
And the last scene is him practicing his fucking lines.
Oh my god.
Going into that coffee shop.
Yeah.
And I'm with Tom Holland every step. I'm like, poor boy.
That poor boy is just he's on his own in the world.
Yeah.
Like, and
you've gone full Spider-Man.
He's got no one, he's got no money, he's got a shithole apartment.
Yeah.
And okay, first of all, the coffee shop, he goes in and he can't, because he sees that her and Ned got into MIT. They're both happy, they're both going to have a regular life.
Oh, man.
And he just lets that happen.
Because he's Spider-Man.
He's Spider-Man.
He has to make the ultimate sacrifice.
Yeah, and he's happy to do it seems. But like, him and MJ are talking, and maybe it's because they have such good chemistry on screen, but you feel like MJ feels like she knows him.
There's a moment, actually, that's really good acting from Zendaya, where like there's a split second where it crosses her face, like, do I know him?
Yeah.
And it's a very small thing, and then she goes back to doing whatever she was doing.
Do you know what it is? It's because she says, always expect disappointment.
And he says it back.
Yeah, because you'll never actually be disappointed. And she's like, yeah. And it's like, oh, it's fucking so good.
And you're with him, because you're just like, you know each other. You're in love. Kiss. Oh, such a good stuff. And then, of course, the last scene.
This is my favourite Spider-Man scene that's been
It's well earned.
Because
we've been through the trilogy with him and been like, we've heard all the fucking baby Tony Stark.
Yeah.
All that shit. And he's in a shitty little apartment. Nobody knows him. He has no Aunt May. He has no Uncle Ben. He has no friends.
He has nothing. He has, very interesting, he has a GED school book. Which I think it's a general education diploma or something like that. But it's effectively going to college without going to college. So he's just doing it himself. He has a sewing machine.
That he just has. And his suit, Shaun,
is fucking beautiful.
Mixture of Toby and Andrew.
And his own.
But the bright blue, he's got the slight webbing like Toby has.
Yeah.
But he's got the slickness of Andrew's
suit. And I think he still has the eyes from his own suit.
Okay.
So he can do all the expression and everything.
I think that
like
works.
That. I think that works. I think that we've got accustomed to that with that character. But it's such a good suit. Like, and it's very similar to like the classic comic suit.
It's almost Earth 616.
Yeah.
Accurate, like perfectly to what it is.
Yeah, like the cut of it. There's no robot arms. There's no inbuilt AI.
And so the movie ends with him swinging through New York
in the snow.
And the Christmas music is playing, and he's just being Spider-Man, friendly neighborhood Spider-Man by himself.
He's just doing it.
Peter Parker. He has nobody, and he's just trying to live his life. And at the minute it ends, I'm like, I want to see another one.
Yeah.
I want to see what he's like in that world. And what I really don't want is them to go back on the memory thing.
No, I want that to stick.
I want him to win over MJ again.
I have a terrible feeling of what's going to happen.
Oh no.
I think first movie he's going to be sad about MJ, watch her from a distance and things like that.
That's weird.
A little bit weird, but he will do it.
Yeah.
But I think he's going to meet Gwen Stacy. And just as they're getting happy, MJ's going to remember. Because Peter Parker can't be happy.
I understand, yeah. We're in a bit of a tricky position here because I want Tom Holland to be happy forever.
Yes.
But Peter Parker can never be happy.
Peter Parker can never be happy in life at all.
And no matter what happens, he's always sad. MJ comes back, Gwen is there, and Ned dies. Somebody has to die.
But what's great about this as well is we've gotten to the origin, which basically puts Spider-Man where he usually is in the comics. Like, shitty apartment, he's going to get a job at the Daily Bugle, which is going to be fascinating. And
he might get one at the Daily, with J. Jonah Jameson.
The podcast.
He might get one there.
Oh yeah, he's going to be an intern there, basically.
Yeah.
Which I think will be hilarious to watch. But he's out on his own, but like you get the kind of feeling that he's okay. Which I think is very important, because otherwise you just feel bad for him.
No, you need those movies. Like, Tom Holland Homecoming would not be okay in this position. But we've grown with him. We've seen him in Civil War, where he's all excited.
Yeah.
We've seen him Homecoming, where he just wants to get involved.
Yeah.
And then you also have Far From Home. He saved the universe. He disappeared for 5 years. He came back. He helped save the universe. And in this one, he's lost so much.
Yeah, he wants out, basically.
But I think the growth in this series for this character is amazing. We've seen this like kid, probably real life as well. Like, we've seen 18-year-old Tom Holland grow up into 25-year-old Tom Holland. But
this is true.
But you've also seen like young Peter Parker. He's only trying to get it together, and in a very short period of time, when this movie ends, I'm like, he's going to be okay. Like, he's going to try his best.
Yeah, he's going to be friendly neighborhood Spider-Man. And like, they can also put him in different stories now, because when the Iron Spider is able to like take on Thanos and an army of aliens
in kill mode,
you can't put him up against street level thugs and mob bosses, you know.
I want him to have that suit and have it sliced up and like coming out of battles, and he's just like bruised and bloody, and he's like, I did it though. I finished it.
Yeah, I put a stop to this, whatever it was. And as well, one of the reasons why it's so interesting that Spider-Man would make his own suits is because he can repair his own suits then.
Yeah. Because that's part of his charm. That he's like, he's just a kid.
Yeah.
He's trying his best.
He's just, and like, any spare bit of cash he has goes into being Spider-Man.
And he can never be happy.
No.
Because he's just constantly trying to save everybody else. He never thinks about himself.
I touched on it earlier that I think they'll bring in Gwen Stacy, but do you think you can bring in that character without knowing she's going to be killed off?
No.
You think?
I also think that there will be riots if they bring in Gwen Stacy and Zendaya is there. If they're still... I think the chemistry is so good between the two of them that even if there was a Gwen Stacy, I don't know who it would be, but no matter what, the poor actress who is chosen...
Oh yeah, she'll be slaughtered
for that role
on social media.
Will be slaughtered. For the soul, not anything to do with her.
Not at all, but
the problem is if you come in, you would still be like, well, why would he choose her?
That's... Yeah.
Like, there would be no scenario where we could see that Tom Holland Spider-Man not choose Zendaya, because we've seen their chemistry together.
Yeah.
That would be mad for the creators to be like, yeah, but we've got her over here.
But then, like, you run into, like, then they will have to undo the memory thing at some point.
I just want them to win her back over. And I want
Just,
them to
like,
become
from scratch.
friends. Like, I just think that would be more interesting over a few movies.
But like, how do you, like...
I think you have the moment of, like, I mean, 50 First Dates, did it? Like, you have the moment where, like, I suppose, yeah, he knows stuff about her.
That's the thing.
But she doesn't know anything about him.
That's a very strange dynamic, I would say. Like, and I don't know. I wouldn't like to watch Tom Holland, like, meta game, like, you know, do the perfect run of finding romance.
You don't want him to Groundhog Day this.
Yeah, I don't want him to Groundhog Day, like, because he knows everything about her, like, likes, dislikes, fears, all that kind of stuff. Maybe, like, and like, if it just happens that he's just a regular at the coffee shop, I suppose, and they get to talking, maybe I get that. I just hope that in Multiverse of Madness they don't just say, oh, and here's Zendaya's memories, and just pop them in.
I think they probably will, which I think will actually make this movie worse.
Yeah.
If they do. If they go back on it in another movie, or in the next movie, I think it makes the ending to this worse.
Yeah, and see, the trade-off as well is that, like, Zendaya is very busy.
She's a busy lady.
Busy lady, lot
She
of
has
work.
Dune 2 coming up as well.
Tune.
And Tune.
And it's possible that this is just a way to, like, shelve that character for a while. And, like, she'll pop up later on down the line.
I just think they're great. I just think the trilogy, I think the three of them, the trinity of the three of them,
the trinity of the three characters in this trilogy is
so good.
Yeah, and like, it puts this is Spider-Man's origin story over 3 films, which is bonkers. And then
Kevin Feige's a madman.
Kevin Feige's a fucking lunatic.
And Amy Pascal, 2 fucking lunatics.
Yeah, and like, and you can do now. I said, like, Spider-Man, like, more ground level stories, but, like, you can also do some of the, like, the stuff that we haven't gotten yet. Like, he can meet Harry Osborn. Oscorp can be founded. Imagine Oscorp being founded in the MCU and Tom Holland being immediately suspicious.
And, like, trying to prove that they're evil even though they're not doing anything bad.
Doing nothing wrong at all.
I mean, you could just have, like, Harry Osborn buys the Stark building.
Yeah, I think that's probably being set up, isn't it?
I think it's either him or Reed Richards. I'm not quite sure which one's going to buy it.
Is it mentioned that it was sold? Oh no, sorry.
It's sold.
It is sold.
The Stark building is sold.
Yes.
The Avengers Tower, whatever.
The Avengers Tower, I think it's called.
But I don't know whether it was it announced that Reed Richards bought it, or...
I don't know.
Tom Holland knows, because he said in an interview he knows who did it.
Yeah.
And he whispered it to Zendaya and she went, no way! So... I think it might be Reed Richards would be my prediction.
That would make sense as a movie that we've had announced.
But, I mean, it could also be Oscorp. We don't know.
Yeah, that would work. That would make sense why Tom Holland was told that. If it was Oscorp.
Yeah.
You know? But
they wouldn't tell him anything.
Not at all. Not at all. He barely knew anything about this movie.
Although, journalists, stop asking him, being like, you're the spoiler king!
Yeah, that's... like,
he did really well on this one.
He did. And everyone else spoiled everything.
Yeah, he did nothing.
Poor Andrew Garfield. Like, I mean, he's a liar, isn't he?
He's a fucking...
Like, he fucking lied to our faces for months.
What a fucking dickhead. I've turned on him.
I've turned on him.
I
don't want any more Garfield in my life.
No, he's absolutely... On Mondays?
It's movie Mondays, indeed.
No, I think... okay, we need to wrap this up, Shaun. It's been going on for a long time.
That's fair. So, yeah, I just looked at the clock. Jesus Christ.
We just love Spider-Man. But, Shaun, What are we thinking about this movie? Good, bad, or mediocre?
I would say great. I would say this is the best translation of a comic book to the screen, on par with The Suicide Squad.
That was earlier this year.
Yeah, I know, but it's fucking really, really good.
It is good. It's going to be right up there on our Movies of the Year awards.
Yeah, that's coming up.
Choose between this and Dune. I can't wait.
I can't tune.
And this is going to get tiresome.
Tyrone.
I think I went to school to Tyrone.
Fuck's sake. Very quickly as well, the post-credits has Venom in a bar. Tom Hardy.
Know, my crowd did not react whatsoever. Andrew Garfield showed up, got a reaction.
Yeah.
Tom Maguire showed up, got a reaction. Fucking Tom Hardy showed up, everything.
Fuck it.
This. Nobody gives a shit.
And he's just like, he's learning about what happened in this universe. And then he's like, maybe I'll go to New York and visit this Spider-Man.
It's quite funny. He just gets immediately disappeared.
Yeah, it's pretty strange. And then the other one then is just a teaser for Doctor Strange,
which we'll talk about when it officially comes out.
Yeah. But Connor, what did you think of this movie? Good, bad, or indifferent?
A lot of Weetabix. I think it's I mean, there's a lot of buy-in, but it's one of those movies that we know the plot is wafer thin. We also know there's a buy-in for this thing happens.
Yeah,
the multiverse is opened. Let's not ask how the multiverse is open. It's just open.
It just happens. Doctor Strange does it by accident.
And it leads to a whole bunch of cool stuff. So if your mind is like, I don't like it because this thing does, or this thing happens, my mind is like, I'm glad I just have to accept that happened because we got all of this great content out of it.
Yeah.
So, okay, I'm willing to accept that because we got this. And I think it's excellent because it doesn't forget that it's in the Homecoming Far From Home universe. This is about the three of them.
Yeah.
No matter how good Willem Dafoe and Andrew Garfield is, or Tom Maguire or any of them, this is about the three of them. And Tom Holland especially. And he's surviving.
Oh, yeah. And they telegraph very hard in the movie. Like, we'll always be together, the three of us. It's like, okay, you're definitely not all together. But at least everyone's alive at the end of it.
Exactly. I think that might bring the review to an end.
I think it probably should, Connor.
I think it's...
The sun went down as we were recording this.
We started this in the daytime.
Yeah, round about 9 a.m. And here we are.
So, Shaun, would you like to take us out?
I will. Thank you very much, everyone, for listening to this very special episode of Movie Mondays Review Show Christmas episode. All of these things rolled together. Bit of a multiverse meld ourselves today.
Oh, a bit of madness.
Oh, bit of madness.
A bit of multi-tune madness.
If you liked I'm breezing past it. It is annoying now that I hear it back to me.
Don't you hear it once, isn't it?
But if you like this kind of movie review, we do other ones very like this on our Patreon, patreon.com/heroesforhire podcast. Coming out soon, round about Christmas time, we took a look at Batman Returns, the most Christmassy comic book movie. This is a Christmas comic. Spider-Man is a Christmassy movie.
Technically?
Yeah, it's at Christmas.
Finishes at Christmas.
Yeah, and Batman is also there. So head on over there if you want to check that out. Big shout outs go to all of our patrons. I saw Waffles kissing Santa Claus underneath the mistletoe last night. Ho ho ho, Merry Wafflemas. Ciara Lawler, David Clarke, Ed Ball, Joe Burney, Róisín the wife Hallie, Ryan Right Time Evanson, Shaun Grow Your Mo for a Bro Jamieson, Dominic, Jessiah Florida Gal Green, and a Team Irish Walrus Hjelmroos. Lil Dicky Jason takes off his mask and reveals himself to be old Saint Nicolas. Merry Christmas, bitches, he exclaims, McGrew.
Oh my god.
Oh my god, Merry Christmas, bitches, to you as well. Thank you to Danny McLaughlin, Ray, I can't believe Wanda did this, Sammy DeLucia, Michelle, Merry Christmas to all, Brown, and Dune. Sorry, actually, it sounds better if I say it in my accent.
There we go.
June, what is best when you have no time to die, and you'll never be far from home. Luke Hoth.
All the movies.
All the movies that we love equally, and have definitely seen all three of them. I have no time to watch No Time to Die.
Heard it's good.
I heard it's pretty good. It got spoiled for me, but I don't give a shit. But if you want to support the show, head on over there. You can also do it in other ways. There's a merch store link below. Twitter is @HeroesForHire Facebook is Detective Divilment's discussion group. Instagram is Heroes for Hire Podcast. Or you can email us heroesforhire_@outlook.com. And this is where I'd usually say that the best way to help out the show is to tell one human being that we exist. But given that it is Christmas time, I'm going to allow you to tell 2 people that we exist.
Somebody and then Saint Nick, or 2 actual people?
2 actual people, but not us. Like, you can't just tweet us and tell us that we exist. Though I do appreciate the validation from time to time.
It would be good to hear it every now and then.
Connor, how are you?
Shaun?
Yeah?
You exist.
June. And I think that's about
Tune.
it. Tune in next time.
Well done. We should have said that before the review.
Yeah, it would have been
Tune in
good.
next week. Oh,
shit. Okay, we'll re-record it.
Let's just do it all again. What was that? Just 2 months ago.
Yeah, the grand. So I think that's about it, Connor.
So I have been Ciara Lawler.
I have been Shaun.
We shall see y'all next week.
Bye.
Bye.